You are now listening to Nerd Rage Radio with Bobby Skullface and Adam Russman. This podcast is intended for mature audiences only and may not fit with your sensitive sensibilities. You may be a victim of meaningless outrage, or you may, in fact, be a big ninny pants. If this is the case, please feel free to turn it off now. This is no country for Ninny McNinny pants. So crack open the Mountain Dew. Make sure the cheese doodles are super fresh. We're in your mother's basement. It's Nerd Rage Radio.
When the cat's away, the mice shall play. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nerd Rage episode 195. Mr. Russman cannot join us today. He's very busy. He's a very busy man, toiling away. With his huge glass cases with little bitty characters inside them. Dude, I feel for him in that regard. That must be the hardest thing to really kind of display, because that case is awesome, but it's just the way that the shit occupies the case is just like...
I mean, they look good in detail size things, and also those commercial glass cases, I have one of those too. They look good in there, like the main wall he has.
Yeah, I like that. I like that one a lot.
Yep.
There's something about I think the plethora of shelves and the quantity.
Yeah,
like
the long shelf,
and you have to like fill the shit out of it
because they're armies. So
yeah.
That's my favorite way to display 40K stuff.
You're in the army now. Oh. So we're dealing with a skeleton crew, but we made it happen. It was actually like a treat from the gods. I thought it was just going to be Chris and I was going to have a Hot Toys discussion with Chris for the majority of the show, which we can get into a little bit here. Yeah. But then Joe was like, well, if you want to rock and roll early, I can. And then Chris was able, so now we're able to have 3. So that's pretty awesome.
9 in the morning.
Fate, as I like to call it. I have a ton of stuff for Patreon that I need to get out. It's just like there's only so many days in a week. So
that's crazy. There's more stuff you have to put out there, because usually with like subscription services, you wish you were getting more.
Yeah.
Like with.
So I want to thank the Patreon folks. Let me give you guys a little tease of what we have coming on Patreon. We have my wife and I do a Game of Thrones podcast. We call a bunch of people like at the end of it and get their opinion on the final episodes. One of which is my father.
Wait,
your dad watches Game of Thrones?
He loves it.
That is crazy.
Loves it.
That is
wow. So we called it, and we called him and got his take on it, which was pretty. Anything dealing with him is always at least funny in some sense. We have the X-Men Marvel Legends wave. 1 went up yesterday. 2 more are going up this week, I hope. And then we have some more 4 dummies that are uncut. Well, for the most part. I'm going to drop in a regular collector's episode early on Patreon, and then I'm going to hope to get it out on the regular Nerd Rage channel this weekend.
Got to coordinate that with the Realm too, don't we?
We got to
we'll work it all out. Yeah. And then let's see what else we have. I have Jaina read the Vision comic, and then her and I had a discussion about it. And it kind of went to some, which is really the only reason why I wanted her to read it. Well, I mean, not that I didn't want her to read it, but it kind of led to some interesting kind of parenting conversations in terms of, mentorship more so. But so that's going to go up. And I think that might be, I feel like there's more, but I can't place it. And then Skullfest is coming up in 2 weeks, and there'll be tons of stuff from Skullfest that's going to go on the Patreon.
I'm going to come if I can get a ride, so somebody can come pick me up.
I can cover your Uber, man.
I think Paul C's going to pick me up.
FaceTime me in Japan, guys.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be great. I got to get you a list of some stuff.
I've been saying this.
I know, but it's
also,
like it snuck up on me, dude.
Because we're still going to bring 4 to 6 empty suitcases, but like our list of stuff we want for ourselves is short this year, so I actually have room to help you out.
I know Mason. There's a couple of JoJo's. And
is he on? Well, I'll talk about it later.
Well,
is he up to date? Is he on part 5 right now?
I think he's fit. I think he's completely up. I think he's seen everything
to the current series that's ongoing right now.
As far as I know. Okay. But what I was just going to say is like, he was like, well, is it cheaper than just buying it on Amazon? I said I would assume so.
Yeah,
but
I'm taking it.
So I know.
I'm going to Ami.
You're saving it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it for intros. We have Joe KW is with us.
What up?
And we have Chris Pinkerton, if you're nasty.
What's up, party people?
So, quick question.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about JoJo real quick.
JoJo Pellegrino. It's a very odd reference. Shout out to anybody that gets it. Please please write in the comments. I got that reference. It's very obscure.
I only know Casey and JoJo.
Dude.
Oh, no, and JoJo, the girl from a while back.
And what about Devontae Swing?
Dude, I'm telling you, man. The pre-Casey and JoJo, what is it?
Jodeci?
The hotel, the after party.
That
album.
Uh-huh.
Man, I'm glad I only have 3 kids. I'm just going to say that I know of. That album went hard back in the 90s.
That All My Life was everybody's prom record.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was, man.
I'm not saying it's my jam.
No, I know it was.
But yeah.
But I loved, I loved Jodeci when they were Jodeci.
Fuck yeah,
They were
dude.
fucking nasty.
Bam, 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 bam. We had a conversation recently about the Wu-Tang documentary.
Yeah.
One of the things they said in the Wu-Tang documentary was that they went out on stage for Hot 97 Summer Jam and said, fuck Hot 97. And ever since then, they got like shut down from radio airplay. But I was having a conversation. There wasn't many Wu-Tang songs that got radio airplay around here. Like, All I Need, Method Man's All I Need was played like every hour on the hour.
That's because Mary J was on the hook.
Correct.
You
And
can't
Puffy
go
did the
wrong.
beat.
Yeah.
You know, so like, well, he remixed the beat. And
Take that.
take that.
If you don't want your producer doing ad-libs on the song.
You know what's funny? That needs to be discussed, that show, and that could be discussed for a whole hour.
The
That
Source
specific
Awards?
Source Awards, yeah.
Absolutely.
But, you know, Wu-Tang came out after that bit of business, and the crowd was very tense.
Yeah.
And they brought that crowd back to life. Like, I'll always credit them with that. Like, you know, Meth did meth shit and ran out in the crowd, and, like, everybody was very tense. And, like, when you hear, like, Nori and those guys talk about it, they're like, oh, yeah, there were guns in the building.
Well, and, you know, the thing that most of the people there were like, you know, all the different boroughs were there, and that's what everybody's worried about.
Yeah.
But then Death Row shows up, they're like, oh, we're all New York. Fuck all y'all West Coast.
But anyway.
It made for good music.
Freaking You remix. Casey and Joe,
Every freaking night.
Jodeci with Raekwon and Ghost was played on the radio. Ice Cream by Raekwon was played on the radio.
Yep.
Cream would get played at night, but like most Wu-Tang stuff didn't get played on the radio around here.
Let me tell you, back home,
Where you from?
one station that was owned by a Christian family that played censored hip hop like sometimes. That was all we didn't have a radio station. So
Wow.
it was MTV. It was the only way I got or in
That's
you know,
crazy.
Rap City
That
and
is
stuff.
crazy.
The only way I knew you know what that stuff was.
So I don't know how I got there from. Oh, but All My Life was like it just played it. Fucking I felt like every prom.
Listen,
Every 15 minutes on
Yeah.
the radio.
they get a check every month for the rest of their
There's no
life.
doubt.
That's all.
There's no doubt. They kind of just disappeared, Casey. And
I mean,
JoJo.
after All My Life, they don't need to do anything anymore.
So you know
they
that's
got
a
a paycheck
that's
forever.
That's an interesting point. That artists disappear. Sometimes they disappear because they have enough money that they don't need to deal with the bullshit anymore. So they may
There's
live.
a difference between
live
that and
on an
one-hit
island.
wonders.
yeah.
Because sometimes there are one-hit wonders where like they don't put out anything you want to hear anymore,
Right, and sometimes a one-hit wonder can make enough money off that one song.
and they also can quit.
They can quit. They can be done.
You were going to ask a question a little bit ago, and I cut you off.
Oh, but you're gonna let me finish now.
I'm going to let you finish now.
No, it's about JoJo. Especially you guys talking
oh.
about kids now. So if you get your head transplanted to a different body
Okay.
and you have a kid, would you feel weird about that? Because it's not really your kid.
That's a good question because
Shit.
Live breaking news.
Breaking news.
I can't say what that is. Is that Star Wars?
That's
I
the
mean,
Knights of
that's-
Ren, my friend.
yeah, with JJ in the middle.
That's pretty fucking awesome. They look awesome. I can't wait for the fig warts. That's all. Dude, am I going to have to get the hot
It's in me or did it look?
Oh, my God.
So you need a case like that one,
I need a case like that one.
man.
They look like 40K-ish.
Yeah, they look
Like the guy on the right with the hand gauntlet with
Yeah.
the gun. That looks very 40K. I like it.
Dude, that shit looks sick. So this picture just published of the Knights of Ren. And they're also in Vanity Fair.
alert!
They're also in Vanity Fair this month as well.
That is the weirdest relationship to me.
Yeah, I
That
agree.
Vanity Fair pops off with some Star Wars shit. It's just very odd.
Got to be current. That's
Yeah,
popular enough.
real quick, I just want to address these real quick because there's these pictures.
This is now a Star Wars spoiler episode.
Yeah, well, it's not super spoilery, but the Vanity Fair stuff like just published, and there's a ton of images. So we'll just start off with a little bit of news, a little bit of Star Wars news. We never move Star Wars to the front, but
always-
Adam's
yeah.
away.
We always do it at the end. Now we do it in the front.
So there's a picture of Luke and R2. I guess that's more of the flashback that they're going to explore.
Yeah, that's obviously from.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's not
down.
there's a burning place in the background. We have John Williams conducting, which always makes me feel good. Yep. This is also his last film that he's scoring.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
I mean, it's good to go out on a good note, though.
Yeah, and it's like the closure.
Exactly.
Does John Williams have a protege that he's been grooming for the past 60 years?
I don't think so.
Or are we going to get
I feel like
Randy Newman from now on?
Whoever that motherfucker was should have done Rogue One in Solo.
Did you not like the music in those?
I like the music to Rogue One a good bit. Solo, take or leave.
Yeah. I didn't hate it.
See, you know what music I love is the music from the trailer.
Yeah, I like that too.
You know, it has that good feel.
There's that pacing.
Yeah, there's a lot of music that they've used in the trailers that haven't been on the soundtracks recently that feel very Star Warsy. I'm like, who did that? Get that fucking guy.
It's RZA. I want RZA to score something more than Ghost Dog.
We got some aliens sitting out in the desert, kind of.
Just like in real life.
Very rogue. Very
Where are these, Bobby?
I'm on an Imgur site that somebody shared.
Send that to me real quick when you get a minute.
Okay. We got Poe, Chewie, Lando, and BB-8 in the Falcon.
Good feels.
Yeah, good feels. We got some sort of. I guess this is the speeder with Chewie. Chewie still got his crossbow for what it's worth, and Rey. We got Rey and Kylo. I don't know. It's like raining and watery, maybe waves. Maybe this is near the Death Star.
I think that's that scene. Yeah, on whatever planet that is.
Dude, we got Finn and Jana. I can't remember her name. Zana. I can't remember her name. The archer chick on like these two horseback things.
I've only met one person named Jana ever, and I have a great story about it.
We got 3PO with an umbrella out in the sun.
I can only imagine that guy.
It has got to be a fucking disaster.
Oh my gosh.
And Hux and some new officer character on the bridge of a Star Destroyer, and the Knights of Ren picture. Oh God, that Knights of Ren picture. So yeah, I mean that's something. That is something. And we'll get back to some Star Wars stuff later on because we actually have a pretty good Star Wars discussion to have, and I want to turn Joe on to my theory, or maybe not theory, but hopes. I talked to Chris about it. I came to this conclusion at work while driving to work,
and he sends me a message at 5:30, which I was up, believe it or not.
I needed to talk to somebody about it,
and it was you up. I'm like, that normally means something else.
But, and I talked to you. I talked to Adam. I talked to. I want to say I was going to talk to Tyler, but I didn't get a chance to. And I talked to Jessica about it recently, and like everybody's on board with it. Like even Adam was like, that would be fucking cool. And I talked to Jisk, and he was like, dude, it changes everything. Like, you know, so that's going to be a conversation towards the end of the show. It is spoilery, but it is it's a meaty nugget, as I would like to call it.
Meaty nuggets.
But how are our nerd weeks, Yosef?
Kind of good. Well, we got the Magic Case put together.
You did.
And put on the channel.
Fuck you all.
Yeah, it's a game changer, man.
Hey, Brian, if you're listening to this, I need a discount. I'm putting everybody in on the Magic Case.
Yeah, Brian, I need a discount too. I'll do a video for each one. I don't care if it gets 6 views.
I mean, we've been plugging the shit out of these. Oh, I've been plugging the shit out of these
Brian,
cases.
do you need some diorama work done? We can work something out.
But yeah, as
he's going to make an inside of a Magic Case for the inside of a Magic Case.
Right, that's exactly it. It's Inception.
Dude,
it's like this guy I knew that had a tattoo of a bigger dick on his dick.
How do you carry a dozen donuts and 2 cups of coffee at the nude beach?
How's that? Oh yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah, so it's everything I hoped it would be, and more in person. Like I always thought they looked great since like 6 months ago when I saw when they were starting up. But now I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm moving soon after all the cases. I just put a load this morning into Bobby's house, so to speak. And
this motherfucker already asked me for sugar this morning.
That's what neighbors do. I say, I didn't ask you, but I already bought a load of stuff. Let me use the garage real quick. And I'm going to be coming back with a U-Haul later today and some movers tomorrow.
It's crazy, man.
It's fucking crazy. It just sucks I'll miss Skullfest this year, but next year will be great. What else? I watched Incredibles 2. Loved it. I was worried. I haven't watched it. I always watch shit late. You know me. It's never fucking new. I'm never watching something that just came out. But like I was worried that it wasn't going to be as good as the hype because I've been waiting for it for a long time. Everyone loved the first Incredibles, and a lot of times when there's too much hype, it doesn't live up to it, and it's been so long.
So what did you think overall?
I enjoyed it. I thought it lived up to what I wanted it to be. I mean, it's never going to be as good as the first one.
So I love the first Incredibles. I've probably seen it, I don't know, probably 50 times over the years. And the second one, I watched it once, but that's it. It's like, I don't know if it's because I'm older, my kids are older now, although I still have a little one. It just didn't seem to have the replayability. And it didn't seem to be as big of a deal.
I agree with that.
Like Toy Story 4 is coming out like next month, and I haven't heard a word anybody talk about it.
Because it's a sequel.
I don't, but like Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3 was a huge fucking deal.
How much gap was there between 3 and 4, though?
It hadn't been, I mean, it's been years, but it hasn't been like 20 or 10. It's
but
3,
still,
maybe 4 years.
And now you gotta strike while the iron's hot, I think. Also because of the kids window. Like some kids were into it, and you can continue to keep kids into things into adulthood if you keep feeding them.
Yeah.
But like if you get out of it, then you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, just like our hobbies, like a lot of people are into these toys when we were all kids. All of us were into it, but only some of us become nerds.
Right.
Not everybody.
That's right. That's right.
So they get into
and there's some psychological stuff there, I'm sure.
Yeah, no
sports boss. I use that term all the time. Sports.
I mean, because it encompasses all of them.
It does. It does. Sports balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
NASCAR doesn't have balls, but I guess it has a lot of balls.
Hockey, but that's Canadian. Oh, we got so.
Hockey is just field hockey, but without the ball. That's all it is.
Dude, we get so many comments about sorry is Canadian on the video.
Yeah,
I thought it was a dialect.
So I'm sorry about the way I treated you.
Yeah.
Hey.
I couldn't put my finger in it, but it sounded so familiar.
Shout out to Bret Hart, pro wrestler. I always noticed.
Didn't he get like tackled from the back?
He did. Well, Goldberg tackled him and broke his something. Wow. Goldberg's actually wrestling The Undertaker in Saudi Arabia later this month. It's going to be awful. Sorry. Sidetrack city here.
And like I had it gave me a brain fart because I had to like put all those pieces together.
Yeah, it's going to be awful. It's going to be
wild.
Awful. It's going to that whole Saudi Arabia. That's a whole other story for another time. Sorry, Joe.
Watch Age of Ultron. Chris hasn't seen it. Now we're backtracking, watching stuff because like she's interested now.
Right.
Not that she wasn't interested before, but she only watched some of the mainline movies. But now we're watching more. I enjoyed it more the second time around.
Yeah,
I did the first time.
I watched it in the past couple months. It's good. I enjoy it a lot.
I enjoy it. I loved Ultron. I love Ultron. I think it's another character, another good villain in the Marvel universe.
I'll tell you.
So talk about they don't have good villains.
I like the portrayal. I am not a James Spader fan. I
really?
Why? I've been watching him since Stargate and The Practice. I used to watch The Practice.
He's got this, and it's almost an arrogant air about him.
It's supposed to be.
I know, but just in every role he plays, like
typecasted maybe.
Like when he was on The Office, he was the whatever.
Yeah. He was pretty funny.
He was, but Robert California.
But like, also short. Since I've watching it so short after Endgame, you realize how much stuff is in Endgame. Like how much references there are.
Yeah, I've
from
back
every
and
movie.
watched.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like there was one scene when they were arguing, and Iron Man was like, "Up there, that's Endgame." When he was talking about the aliens coming, I'm like, oh my god, Jesus! From back then, and there was a lot of references.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's actually the rewatch value of the Marvel movies just went up for me. Not that I didn't want to rewatch them in the first place,
right?
But I don't. You didn't like Age of Ultron that much, did you?
No, I like Age of Ultron a lot.
Okay.
My biggest problem with Age of Ultron is that I like it better than the first Avengers movie, but it doesn't do anything more than the first Avengers movie. Like, there's no push.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of you're just kind of spinning your wheels in the same kind of place. But I think it does it better. It's just not new.
But I mean, it's like that with a lot of comic book arcs in general. Not as a not to shit on it, but like here come to save the day. These villains rise up, you gotta kick their ass.
Yeah, but I guess like if all the individual Marvel movies were doing 50 miles per hour, right? The first Avengers movie did 75, and then we dropped back down to 50 for some more movies, and then the next Avengers did 75 again. Where Infinity War put it into 90. Like.
But Infinity War is a combination of things where they are still building stuff in Age of Ultron. They've put a lot of stuff. I mean,
sure.
It led up to the Civil War and all that stuff.
Sure, but Avengers 2 should be, or Age of Ultron should be building upon more than Avengers 1. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like, maybe Avengers 2 shouldn't have been 90, but maybe it should have been 80. Maybe it should have been 85.
I mean, because they had to introduce Scarlet Witch and Vision. And Vision seems different. His character seems to have grown more human. Like from when he was first appeared, he was very
robotic.
Not just robotic, but like superior. I feel he's like less superior now.
That's interesting.
Like he was like, oh man, that guy knows a lot.
There is stuff. This there is one thing like at the end of at the end of Winter Soldier where they show Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver for the first time. Was it that movie? Whatever movie it was where they show them where they're like
I think that is because it's the Nazis.
They seemed horrifying.
They did
in that scene, and then when you see him in Age of Ultron, it's like, no, they're not scary.
I like that the Scarlet Witch is. I'm assuming the Avengers have paid for those English lessons because she's
her accent's dropped
totally gone. I mean, it's
the same with Black Widow. I mean, like she's born and raised in Russia. Just talks like she's from Cincinnati.
She's programmed.
Yeah, I still have a fucking accent.
I'm from Moscow.
20 fucking years.
Moscow, Minnesota.
Moscow, West Virginia.
Krista asked me when did Vision and Scarlet Witch start hooking up. I'm like, I don't know. They just did.
Yeah,
I just know they do because in the comic books they do, and then you just
in Civil War, they have their moment when she's not supposed to leave, and then
right
gets her, and then obviously after that conflict they go into the
hooking up
and fall in love with robots.
And then whatever happens between Civil War and Infinity War, they're obviously
in between the sheets. So do you think he actually does he just phase in and out of her, or does it?
Well, he chooses to phase.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And he can manifest stuff on his body. Like when he saw Thor has a cape, he made himself a cape.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna
hammer.
Fucking hammer down there.
Hammer lane.
That's right. I guess they can always bring back Ultron if they want it. Just there's a piece of his fucking software somewhere. Yeah. I hope he did.
Well, it's in that Vision comic. He says, 37 times I've saved the world. And he lists Ultron 12 times.
Yeah.
Ultron's been a big
that was fucking
stink.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like his character. I was something else I was thinking about. I forgot. Anyway,
I love all the I've got no strings and all that. I like just that theme of the creation defeating the creator. I just like that as a concept.
And he has a fucking daddy complex.
It's
obvious.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
I forgot that's how the guy lost his fucking arm. Black Panther, the Andy Serkis.
Oh yeah,
that's how he lost his fucking arm.
Yeah.
It's in that scene. I was like, oh shit, duh.
Yep.
And what else? I did watch 2036 Origin Unknowns, the Netflix movie. Don't bother. It's not very good. It started off very good. Then it didn't fucking end very good. There's a good concept about AI and aliens, but it fell apart. We didn't mention this last week. You took it out of the notes. You must have taken it out of the notes. But Final Fantasy VII Remake had a new trailer last week. I don't talk about it much because it's not something to talk about. But Final Fantasy series, and especially 7, played a huge part in my life. It's very influential.
I think it has for a lot of people, and I think I've always thought the character designs were fucking amazing. My whole life. But when I sat down to play it once, I'll never forget this kid Ian's house.
Yeah.
And when you got to a fight. And it was you picked your attack, and then it was minus 66, and and I was like, "What the fuck? Fuck this thing!"
It's video D&D,
right? No, I get it now,
but now
explaining that to my 8-year-old self. My 8-year-old self was not having it.
Yeah, but I think it must be a tasting because some of us were like, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I was
A lot
never,
of us.
never a fan of the RPG,
RPG
format.
Well, now they're all action RPGs. Like the remake is going to be an action.
See,
RPG.
I like action RPGs.
So like they're remaking it and it's going to be action RPG. But like I think that game specifically made me the nerd I am today. I was always nerdy, but there was specifically when it came out, I couldn't afford it. Mm-hmm. It was a $60 video game, and I was in military school at the time. And somebody on my flight in my squad per se in military school got it. Didn't like it because it was like you. He was a nice dude. He was like, I'll sell it to you for $20. I'm like, I got $20. So I bought it from him. And when he left my room, he left the 20 on my table. And I was like, you forgot your 20. Oh, so, no, that's not my 20. I already got your 20. So like he left it. He just gave that game to me without saying it. And I never forget that. And I played it and like it fucking changed. That's when I started really getting into nerd shit, like 100% into nerd shit after playing that game.
Interesting.
Yeah. One Punch Man season 2.
I've actually watched a couple episodes myself.
Okay. You watched all of 1, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think of the animation of 2? I know it's a different studio. Some people complained about it, but I couldn't tell the difference.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If Mason hadn't mentioned it, I probably would.
Right. So I thought they did a good job. I think the people complaining are just complaining because
It's different.
They're in the know.
I mean, you watch 3 episodes and it is what it is.
Yeah.
I like the story they're building with the villain that they're building. With.
And also like the monsters getting together and realizing that together they're strong.
I don't think I've gotten that far. So thanks.
I mean, they start
I
building.
think I watched like 2 or 3 episodes. I don't know. I just love that everybody thinks they're the most powerful, and then Saitama is just like, boop.
Yeah, but that's the
awesome.
thing, and he doesn't have any fucking weakness, right? But the show works
Yeah, it works
somehow.
because-
Like I never expect him to lose because usually the stakes is the hero loses,
Right.
Yeah.
But you know he will never fucking lose, but yet the stakes are still real for the world,
Yeah,
which is interesting.
yeah. I'm enjoying it so far. I have noticed that, as I'm sure we all do, have our phones in our hand when but something that's subbed, you have to fucking pay attention.
Yeah.
Sub the dub, bro.
So I have to,
They have a
on my
dub
phone, I have
One
to-
Punch Man.
The season 2.
Not yet, not season 2.
Well,
They're going to.
I watched the dub of the first season.
Okay.
The second one I'm just watching as it comes out.
I like the sub better. There's some animes I like the subs better. Like JoJo's dub is fucking terrible. It's fucking awful. Which I started watching part 5.
I would imagine
Yesterday.
that the subs are probably better, generally speaking.
Generally speaking,
yeah.
But it's just quality of voice actor though.
It is, and it's funny if you
And quality of translation.
Right,
Exactly.
that's the other thing. So if you were watching, like if you watch the sub and then later you watch the dub, or even if you just put the subtitles on while you're watching, because the subtitles will be the translation.
Yeah.
And then what they're saying is like, how did they get to that?
Yeah.
Sub a dub dub.
I mean, I know they have to match up the mouth as much as they can for some of it, so to speak.
But I think the problem is like sometimes they do a direct translation instead of doing a cultural translation. So like a lot of dialogue seems corny when you hear it, but when you read it, it's not because the context is there. Like
Right.
in Japanese, when you say something, it's not necessarily corny. So I don't know. That's the problem. And
My cloak. You stepped on my cloak.
that's your fucking thing. And as far as I can remember, I think that's it.
Gotcha.
I'll cringe at you later.
Pinkerton?
Let's see. Not a whole lot for me. I saw John Wick 3 in the theater Thursday night and Friday night.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that is an amazing film. It is so well done. The choreographed fight scenes are just
I know I'm already cutting you off.
yes, sir. At least
But
you were polite about it.
since you're talking about choreograph, that's what I was gonna say about earlier about Age of Ultron. There are so many the fight scenes are fucking incredible, and I think I don't know, maybe it's just perception wise. I feel like they've stepped down recently. Like there's so many like teamwork. Like it was almost like a video game when like 2 people would jump in and do a move together.
Well, I think Infinity War has that teamwork
Like
fight
Thorn
on Titan.
You know,
do
when
a lot
all,
of, like,
when all the
shield and-
girls are fighting together, especially.
Yeah. See, I gotta go. I gotta watch it again at some point. But like that Mad Titan, I mean the Titan scene when they're trying to get the glove and they have all that, and Doctor Strange is throwing the disc and Star Lord's jumping on
Yeah,
him and all that. Like
I love that.
yeah, I
That's
do too.
what I love.
I do too.
Yeah, And it's not just a bunch of people fighting one dude; it's a bunch of people together, working together to fight one dude. That's kind of fight scene that I like. And Ocean of Ultron 2 had all of them were like that. Every scene was like that when they fought. It made Hawkeye and Black Widow look more useful. Also,
I know that scene, that panning scene that goes like from left to right or right to left, when they're like all together, like getting ready
at
to
the
face
very
off,
beginning. Oh my god, that gave me goosebumps.
That feels like a comic book splash page.
Yeah,
you know?
That's fucking amazing. God, I love Marvel movies. Sorry.
So yeah, I saw it twice. And man, that movie. And I guess the word on the street from Keanu and the director was that it was a trilogy and this is it. It's not. I mean, I didn't mention it because it was spoilery, but it's out now that they've put a release date for the fourth one because there's
2021.
Very obviously a cliffhanger. I will say from a general overarching plot, I called it exactly what the plot was going to be for this film.
But I don't think the plot twists are what drives you.
No, it's not. I mean, they're obviously the way they got there was very specific. Halle Berry, I thought did a great job. Her choreographed fight scenes were freaking phenomenal.
Were anybody disappointed in her tits in Swordfish?
I was.
Me too. I
a little pancake swag.
I want them to be better than they were. They're not bad, but like in my head, I've built them up to be something.
And I also think it's because they made such a big deal.
Well, yeah,
I
mean,
it was almost part of the fucking rollout. She's going to be topless.
Yeah. She was also laying down when she did it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the best shot.
It's
of
not
it
the most flattering. Beautiful
Hey.
woman, but
there is a funny scene. I'll something that happened in the theater. There's a scene, and it doesn't really give anything away, but it involves her spitting. There's like one swallow of water left, and she drinks it and then spits it back in the bottle and hands it to Wick, and he takes the bottle. And everybody in the theater's kind of cringing, and somebody behind me says, "That's still Halle Berry spit."
Bonus.
Yeah. So, that was just phenomenal movie.
Didn't Keanu say as long as people keep watching it, he'll keep making them?
I didn't hear him say that, but I wouldn't doubt it. I mean,
he seems like that kind of guy, though.
They're doing everything I've seen, like interviews and stuff. He's having a great time with this character.
Dude,
Him and
he's my
Ched.
favorite.
I'm not going to slaughter the guy's last name. The guy that's directed it. He was the. He worked with the stunts on The Matrix. That's how him and Keanu know each other. So that's why the fight scenes are what they are, and just incredible. And the amount of training, I mean,
seeing him as training.
Oh, it's
like
crazy.
Tactical shooting footage. Like he's
shooting,
legit. BJJ. He's actually belted in BJJ.
Yeah, all the martial arts stuff, and there's a ton. There's a ton of awesome, characters in there that are very well trained as well.
he might be the coolest actor in Hollywood.
Yeah, everybody loves him. Like as a person,
You don't hear any bad stories about
No,
it.
only
like
good
he
stories.
You like the stuff at the bus breaking down. And
Yeah,
all,
the plane
whatever
and then
that-
taking the bus.
and then like
I got a
he paid,
Gatorade and a banana.
he paid for everybody's IHOP and all
Yeah.
that.
And like he would take the train and would give seats up to like old ladies.
It's
and
like one of the
pet
guys.
dogs
I mean, like truthfully, like the way I feel about him is like, man, god damn, I wish I liked your movies more. That's how I feel about him. Like just in general, like I mean, even Point Break, I'm like, oh god, like he's hard to stomach for me. But Dracula's the one exception. But even that is like sometimes, sometimes it's like,
But the whole movie's kind of campy though.
he's turned young.
You do a damn good impression of him.
But I was actually watching something on an interview with him on YouTube last night, and Kelly, he was, he's very animated. And he talked. Kelly's like, does he talk that? I was like, yeah, it's just John Wick doesn't say a lot. Yeah. There's no reason to.
Jisk said that Adam Driver is somebody trying to draw Keanu Reeves from memory.
I could see that. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I watched a couple episodes of One Punch Man. We watched it on Hulu. It comes on Hulu I guess Tuesday.
There's a lot of good anime on Hulu now.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about what the Disney deal is going to do to that. If Hulu will change from that standpoint.
Disney does anime stuff.
Right, but that's not their product. I'm just,
Oh, I'm not worried about it. I'll get it somewhere. Crunchyroll.
Yeah, Crunchyroll or something.
But like, why would it matter? Like Disney wants property are lucrative, and it's a lucrative property.
I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud of what's going to change from that standpoint. I'm trying to think if I watched anything. Just some silly sitcom stuff I like to watch. Superstore is a show I don't know if I've talked about that I love.
Real quick, I hate to interrupt. I'm gonna let you finish, but you said something that I'm going to, that sparked a thought in my mind in regard to Disney and lucrative properties and so forth. But like, they have like all these Avatar movies slated,
Didn't they get pushed back now?
They did get pushed back.
'Cause-
They've been pushed back 1,000 times, but they have like 3 slated, and I think they're all like off Star Wars years. Like it's like
Every
Star
other-
Wars, Avatar, Star Wars, Avatar. If this Avatar movie comes out and tanks,
I hope it does. I don't.
I do
fucking
too.
I don't
I do too.
understand why.
I hate to wish failure upon anybody, but I just don't think that
It's
movie's
not that
worth
good.
the fuck. Yeah,
it's not
I agree.
fucking good. I don't understand why it was so
Technologically, it's because of the technological advances that are done in it. But
I guess
it's Fern Gully with robots and fucking cyborgs,
and they're not even fucking great looking robots.
no.
You know what's weird? My dad loves that movie.
Yeah,
But people
It's-
obviously love the
yeah,
movie.
a lot of people
It
love
was
that
number
movie.
one forever.
Right.
It might still be.
But I think
yeah.
a lot of it. I think it was at the point in time where the technology had come where they could do that.
Correct.
Shit, that now it's pretty commonplace to see. So I don't think the spectacle will be the same. If it's a good story,
My question is, do you think that if it tanks, do you think they continue?
I mean, how much of it's already done is the question.
I'm going to guess none.
You don't think it's even been filmed yet?
Nope. I don't even know if it's been written, dude. I'll
I
be
can't-
honest with
I
you.
can't-
James Cameron he's a bullshitter. Like, I mean, he's I love Aliens 2. I love Terminator 2.
And you love
Titanic.
Titanic. I like her old feet up on that railing.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
But that dude is a class A bullshitter. Like,
I think if a tank, just to save face, I think they would have a second one just to wrap it up and stuff. I'm 3.
Maybe.
I can't imagine them leaving it on a cliffhanger if it ends on a cliffhanger. Because that would just be embarrassing.
yeah, just thinking out loud. Go ahead.
There's a show. I think it's on NBC. It's called Superstore. It's set in this fictional retail store called Cloud9, which is basically a Walmart. And the interactions of I mean, it's completely ridiculous.
Right.
You know, how do they possibly have all these people in the break room for a meeting every morning? Who the fuck's running the store?
Right.
Kind of stuff. But I don't know. It's been on for like 4 years, I guess. And it's just a good story. I enjoy that show.
Is it episodic comedy?
Yeah, it's
it's
a-
an overarching story.
It's an overarching story. Yeah, but it's a I guess a one camera shoot or whatever they call it. You know, there's no laugh track or anything. It's one of those. What else did I bought some lights for my. I wasn't happy with the light that I had on Thanos. It was too bright. So
You should just get some module cases.
for the time being, I bought
There-
some lights, which turns out are the exact same lights that are in the module case. They're the little I don't know, directional LEDs and a little ball joint.
With frictional rubber ball
Yeah,
pegs.
with a frictional rubber, whatever you want to call it. It looks really good. I haven't permanently mounted it yet because we mentioned this earlier. It is the cool light, the almost blue versus the warm that I have on all the rest of my stuff.
For
So
people listening,
sticks out.
daylight bulbs. Look for wavelength 6,000 to 7,000. In my opinion, it's the best wavelength for displays and just to match daylight in general.
yeah, I got a couple cool figures in the Hellboy from 1,000 Toys came in. It's phenomenal, well done. It just captures the Mignola style, and Mezco released their bi-monthly Batman as they so they're
Just printing money, as you would say on SCU.
yeah. I think the last one you looked at was the Ascending Knight, I believe.
Probably.
So this is
Is that the-
this is the next one.
that's
This
the
is
flying
the
Batman?
Sovereign Knight.
Is it the King Batman? Does it have?
Does it have a crown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wear
Like
my,
a bunch of bat ears.
I wear my crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, though. And yeah, just been grinding away on some diorama projects. Finished a couple Detolf backers. I'm going to finish up some more this week, and yeah, just moving on down the line here.
Speaking of Crown of Thorns, I had a conversation outside with Jaina and Laura, and we're talking, and Jaina was like, "Can you explain the religions of the world to me?" So like I kind of gave explain Christianity in 10 words or less, and then did that down the line with all the major religions, like to include like
Buddhism and
included that
Hindu.
Yep,
with
included that. Scientology did that one. Jehovah's Witness did that
Shinto?
one. No, I didn't. I don't even know what the fuck
course
that
not.
is. Yeah.
Jedi?
No, I should have. But
Flying spaghetti monster.
But Jaina was like, Jaina has this hang up with Jesus. Like she's
I know.
She's got this hang up. So like,
Jesus out of here.
yeah, she doesn't care for him as a character or whatever. Like she just she doesn't like him. So like she was like when we were going through the Christianity, she was like, yeah, I get it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like you send your son to Earth, but the son is you. The son dies. You bring him back to life, and then wow, we get the birth of Christmas.
Dude, chip off the old block. Nailed it.
I was like, that's not quite accurate, but okay.
That's Easter, but okay.
Right. Let's see what else. So I watched Chernobyl, the first episode of Chernobyl.
Oh yeah, Cody was telling me about that.
Holy shit, it's good.
Is it? Okay.
Holy shit.
So is it a
good.
documentary or is it a drama?
It's a drama based on the events. But fuck me. Like that's the first show that's like not related to any kind of franchise or any shit out there that I saw the first episode and I was like, okay, I'm in forever. Probably since Breaking Bad.
It's just gonna be a miniseries, right?
Yeah, but perfect.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like how long can the
don't draw it out.
Melt down for?
Don't draw it out. Don't draw it out.
Don't do a Dragon Ball thing where it's melting down for like 80 episodes.
So like, it's fantastic. I highly recommend. Well, I'm only one episode in, but so far so good. Finished Game of Thrones. We'll talk about that when we get to the spoiler stuff. I was ultimately satisfied in spite of all the petitions. I won't be signing any. So there's that. I saw.
We should start a petition to keep it the way it is.
Yeah.
Counter petition.
Counter petition. So we did Mother's Day weekend, like a Mother's Day this weekend, because the prior weekend it was raining and there was some other shit going on. So like we worked on the diorama on Mother's Day. So
good job.
Which was Laura's idea. I was adamant. I was adamant against it. But she wanted to do stuff outside, and since it was raining, it was fucked. So this weekend she had Saturday and Sunday, so she traded one day for two.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mulched the front yard. Not sure if you noticed.
I saw you mowed it.
Mowed it.
Yep.
Power washed the front of the house. I had to power wash the back this weekend. I ran out of time. Took her out to lunch in Baltimore. We ate on the water at Captain James, which is like Fells Point, but it's right there on the water. And we just went nuts. Like ordered everything. We ordered hush puppies, French fries,
I love hush puppies.
Proper Maryland Old Bay wings.
Sometimes it's too salty.
Sometimes.
Old Bay wings, like it's just like packed with dry rub.
Yeah, these were fucking fantastic though. Even Jaina liked them. It was her first time eating wings. She ate like 3 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she was like,
she has some whack eating habits for a 10-year-old.
Dude, tell me about it.
It's all you though. It's got to be
for sure. Let's see what else.
It's not just her. There's kids that age.
I ate everything.
Well,
I did not.
I ate a lot. I mean, my brother, honestly, he and I grew up in the same house, eating the same food, had the same DNA, and I'm considerably there's a larger frame than he is. And I think a lot of that's he was a picky eater and I eat anything.
Funnel cake fries.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What is funnel cake fries? Just like little.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
I didn't. Okay, I'm always upset because the only way you can get proper funnel cake is in the beach in the summer or in a carnival.
Yeah, or a carnival. Yeah.
So like, but I'd be craving funnel cakes a lot.
Yeah, me too.
And like some places be like they have funnel cakes, but it's not.
No.
You go, you order it, and you're fucking disappointed.
Yep.
So I need to know.
These were delicious. Let's see. It said the only down part of it is it's all of the funnel cake fries are like the outer ring of the funnel cake. None of that doughy
Gooey
shit
stuff
that's in the middle because it's all the little single fries. Yeah. Then we got like 2 pounds of snow crab legs and some more shit. And I mean, like, it was just food all over the table, and we like just mange it and fucking sitting right on the water, breezy day. Like, it was perfect.
Sounds fucking amazing.
It was perfect. So we left there, went downtown, and walked around the harbor a little bit, and then took him to Lena's for ice cream.
The fountains and stuff are gone.
The homeless fountain is gone.
It's never homeless when there's a con around, so it's always nice.
It's like the homeless bathtub.
Yeah.
But they have like a lot of new shit down there, like holes in the ground with the water that shoots up.
Oh, okay.
Like that kind of stuff.
Town center stuff.
Yeah. It's like a huge volleyball.
So it's still a homeless shower. Just a reverse shower from the bottom up, like a bidet.
It might be more useful.
Oh, you can sit on those things.
There's a huge volleyball outside court now, like over by where like the hill, like Federal Hill.
Is this sand on the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where they take dumps. That's like homeless litter box right there.
There was a lot of closed stores in like the wraparound L, like the green roof.
Yeah.
A lot of closed stores. Like Five Guys is gone.
Are they closing on purpose to rebuild, or just
I don't know. The Fudge Place was gone.
like the conventions aren't up there anymore? Like they've all moved to DC.
Yeah, it's
Well, not
Baltimore.
Comic Con, but other
Yeah.
anime cons have moved.
It's
to the
crazy.
new convention center.
It was crazy. But yeah, we did that. It was cool. And then we went to Candy's viewing.
That changes the day.
Yeah, but Laura wanted to go because she wasn't going to be able to go to the funeral, so she wanted to go to the viewing. So we went down there. And one thing that's like fascinating is like, and, you know, of course it was sad and gut wrenching, and you know, our kids were out there, and but like
A bunch of kids, right?
huh?
Oh, she has a bunch of kids.
Yeah, she's 4 kids. One's
Oh, that's not a bunch.
one's grown, and then two are like, you know, late middle school, early high school, and then one is
pretty
like
grown.
a kid. So like, you know, I hugged them and, you know, said, you know, please stay in touch, and you know, I'd like to help and all that kind of stuff, but I doubt that they will. They were like, you live so far away, and I was like, it's not fucking Budapest. Relax, you can get out there. No big deal. And but the one thing that struck me is like just I don't even know how to describe it, but there we are on Bel Air Road, not too far from North Avenue. You know, not the greatest place in the world.
Right.
And here are my kids, my 10-year-old olive oil framed white daughter and my 6-year-old Fernanda the Bull white daughter running down fucking Bel Air Road screaming, Uncle Shoulders! You know, and like, they just don't give a shit. You know, they have no concept of where they are
Yeah.
or...
They're not in the know.
Yeah, and it's just like how beautiful that is in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Innocence.
Yeah, exactly. Innocence, yeah. So we did that, and then the next day I went to the funeral, and that was bad. There was this old woman, like she sang like some song, you know, Jesus, about, you know, Jesus.
Did Jaina heckle her?
Jaina wasn't there. Adam and I went. Dante was there. Shoulders, obviously. Otis, shout out to Otis. He was there, and Danger was there. I didn't say anything to him, but he was there.
Yeah, he's nod. Give me a head nod.
No,
Like ignore.
I went no. It was like one of those awkward things. Like when I looked over at him, I could tell he had just attempted to nod to me, but it looked away. And I like reflexively tried to nod back, but he had already looked away. You know, like, it's a weird little moment.
You love stuff like that, though.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
You love the what was it? The awkward comedy.
I like awkward comedy, but this wasn't funny.
It depends on who's looking at it.
Yeah, maybe. So, you know, we sat through the service and all that, and this old woman that sang, though, I mean, she was getting it in. You know, she had that old soul, like, you know, voice, and she was getting like a little performance, like, you know what I mean, like a little No, I kind of dug it, but like little performance swag to it, like she'd be like, Jesus went to talk to me. You know what he said? He said, "Girl, you got." I was like, "Check you out." And I think that's pretty much it for my nerd week. I don't think I did much else. If I did, it'll come back to me. You know, we're starting to prep for Skullfest and stuff. You know, gathering food and the like. And you know, getting the house prepped and, you know, power washing and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where we are at. So I think with that we can probably just move on to news. So our first note is, how in the Halo Microsoft and Sony are partnering up to do some gaming technology. Did you look at this at all?
I mean, I saw that they were partnering up, which is amazing because they are rivals.
I just
Right.
saw it. That's all. I didn't read it.
So it says Sony and Microsoft dropped a bombshell announcement earlier today when the two video game giants revealed they had come to terms on a collaborative partnership that will see both parties work on new cloud-based solution for gaming experiences. The news comes under a month away from what is supposedly going to be a revelatory E3.
I can't wait.
And for Microsoft and Xbox, with many speculating it could signal the company's departure from the console market as it begins to pursue partnerships and cloud-based streaming services instead.
Yeah, because you can get like kind of like a remote system. Like you don't own the console, you're not running a program, but you're tapped into like say like a mainframe type of thing where they're running your games for you. So you don't need a super expensive computer. You just need this thing to tap into whatever you're playing it on.
The idea of not swapping out a console for $400 every 3 years is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you do get stuff with the console, but not so much anymore now that you have smart TVs. Because with a console, you have apps. I use my PS4 for watching discs sometimes when I get them somehow. But all my streaming services on there,
I like it.
I use it for YouTube. I use it for internet. I use it for everything.
Right.
And I think a lot of people use their gaming system as their home entertainment.
Yeah,
center
exactly.
for that.
That's all you need. You don't need a 1980s stack of stuff.
Anyway, I thought it was interesting, especially like just the biggest video
Yeah.
game rival since Nintendo and Sega.
It's fucking great.
And good for them. Like, I mean, they probably can make more money together than they can separate.
Yeah, but always the problem is just like Disney owning everything. It's great, but like you do worry about competition did make things greater.
Yeah,
Them fighting it out made things better for.
That's
for
a good point. I have a feeling that they're going to stay, definitely separate entities, and they're just working on this one piece of the
technology
pie together to kind of make it better. Is what I hope. Our next note is more unearned Marvel moments. Marvel Comics 1000.
Hey, Marvel Comics.
It's fucking bullshit.
I mean, they've done that with Deadpool before.
That's fucking bullshit. So the basic premise is Action Comics, Detective Comics have all had these big 1,000 moments.
Yeah, because they actually
They've actually released 1,000 fucking issues. Marvel Comics is doing, well, if we would have kept doing it, this would be issue 1,000.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
I agree. But like, who cares?
Yeah, it's not great.
Like when you think about Marvel, though, really, how many people think of the comics versus the movie?
At this
I don't
point,
think
At this point, probably not. But still,
I know my comic book store owner friend just dreads it. He hates it. He's like real depressed about the way the comic book industry is going right now. It's like stuff like this. Like he said, readers aren't respected.
I don't.
yeah,
I don't know how many more years we have of physical media for comics.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
The 1,000, so it's a cool idea. It's like a ton of writers and illustrators are working on one-page stories
Yeah.
for a slew of characters. So you'll go through this book, and every page will be self-contained, and that's cool. But it's just like, dude, you didn't fucking earn this. Mm-hmm. Like,
it's
it's
more
just
gimmick.
it's a money grab. Yeah,
It's just like why there's so many events and crossovers. It's like, but like gimmicks can't last forever. Like people get tired of them eventually. Like now, like it's another fucking gimmick. There's no substance there. They need to worry more about that.
I agree. I just I don't know. It doesn't do much for me. But what does do something for me is this YouTube documentary on the X-Men that's circulating. There's a link to it in the notes. It's called I would say it's extremely earned. It's called Seminal Moments, and they're launching this to kind of coincide with their House of X, Powers of X events, for lack of a better term, to kind of revitalize the X-Men brand now.
Yeah, because they try to kill it
Correct.
for so long.
So while the comics are gearing up for this major change within the X universe, Marvel has also released a brand new documentary series titled X-Men: The Seminal Moments. The series, available on Marvel.com and through Marvel's social media channels, chronicles the biggest events in X-Men history, starting from the beginning of the series all the way through the modern age. So I plan on watching this. I just haven't had a chance to yet. But that's something, like, I would love more media like that. Like these, like, especially like, some of this stuff doesn't hold up.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, the stories just don't hold up anymore.
I mean,
they're not told in a modern style, and it'd be nice just to get like a documentary style of like, look, this is just some good background information to know without having, like, the one I always talk about being like the catalyst, like not catalyst, but like best example maybe is Crisis on Infinite Earths is like, it's the Big Bang center point of how DC works. but it's fucking next to impossible to read because it's old and it's super complicated.
I mean, it's like Infinity Wars was like that. Age of Apocalypse is like that. I can't read those things anymore.
Right. Well,
in my head, I love them, but not really.
Yeah, Infinity Gauntlet I just read recently.
Yeah,
it's not great.
No, it's not.
And
but the movie is.
Yeah, Infinity War's great. And the thing is that that's told more modern. They still had the thought bubbles and shit, which I can't express how happy I am that shit's out of here because it's fucking painful now to read.
Internal dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have it. It's just done different.
It's done
stylistically better.
It's exactly, and
it's not.
It's like a
cheesy.
It's like a voiceover.
Yeah.
The dialogue style was cheesy back then too.
Agreed. I can't.
My cloak.
My cloak. You said my cloak. It was like I can't believe he would say that to me. What a nasty thing to say. Like they would never say that now.
Yeah.
It would just be like, I could tell in his tone and such, and like it's just done better. It's just more tactful. It's more classy.
And like before, it's like a whole page. It's just like someone drew something, you just plastered word bubbles all over it.
Yeah,
it's too much text.
It's childish.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great idea. I would love to see more companies do that, and I'd like to see more of that being done. I mean, YouTubers have been doing that forever. So like, it's their shit. You might as well hop on the bandwagon. You know. So we got some images of Swamp Thing as well. We don't need to talk about this too much, but it looks good to me.
I mean, for what it is, like what do people want?
Right. I think. I couldn't have asked for a better Swamp Thing.
I agree.
Yeah. And then this we should probably talk about it at some length. And this is going to probably be a shorter show today, but we'll see. The rumors surrounding the Twilight fella.
Best Batman? I don't think it's terrible. He has the looks for it.
Listen, I just want Batman movies. I don't care who plays Batman. I think whoever plays it is going to put their own spin on it. And obviously, we know it's gonna. They're aiming for a younger.
Yeah,
I mean, the kid's done stuff other than be a shiny vampire. That's how he broke into the industry.
What else has he done?
I haven't seen any of it, but that's.
Honestly,
I had this exact
same conversation with Adam.
Well, it's an easy way to find out.
Yeah.
Let's look him up real quick.
And I just want a younger fella to start. Because I would like some continuity. If I want fucking 8 movies for the same guy, he can't start at 40.
Right. And I think that Affleck was a good choice for an old Batman, but I think it was a poor choice to have an old Batman.
Yeah. Unless it's a one shot.
Yeah.
So here's how tall does an actor need to be to play Batman?
In my opinion, you can do camera tricks. Yeah. Like you're 6 foot.
Okay.
You can
how tall is Christian Bale? See, he's a shorter guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know.
So Pattinson's 6'1".
How tall is Christian Bale?
We should have a show just called Ask Siri.
6 feet.
Okay. So let's see where.
I think that Adam was like he has the right face for it, and I was like, does he?
It's not bad. I was looking at him.
Man, he's got like a big ass forehead and a little chin. He looks like a guitar pick.
He's got a square jaw. He's got a square-ish jaw.
It's just like I want to play the bass with it.
It will look. Is that there's extra 15 pounds of muscles will make a huge difference, bro.
big bass.
Do you think that when they bring people in to interview to play Batman, they should have them put on the cowl just to see what the fuck it looks like?
Yeah. I think it should be part of the audition.
They don't have some weird mole that hangs like right out of the.
They also need to do ask them what they would do for a Batman voice if there's one.
Yeah. I like the idea of
where's the trimmer?
I'm fine with it.
I like the idea of the modulator. Like that Affleck had.
Yeah, I like that too.
Makes sense.
I'm going to be honest with you. This dude has done a lot of films. I have never.
But
he did.
Are they critically acclaimed though? That's
he did. I guess a documentary or a biopic of like Christian Dior. He played Christian Dior.
Really?
There's a movie called Cosmopolis. I've seen people post.
Fun fact: my wife used to work for Christian Dior.
Huh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who could forget Water for Elephants?
I think I may have saw that.
It was kind of I think that was the first thing he did outside of the Twilight. What was the name? I've never seen the Twilight movies. What's the?
I saw the first one.
Was it Eclipse? Was that the last one?
I have no idea. I saw the first one.
I remember.
It was trash.
Twilight. Yeah, so it was 2008, 9, and 10, and then Water for Elephants was 11. So that was the next thing. But he's been cranking out work. It's just nothing. People are, they're not making money and winning awards, but
it's working.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. Would he be my first choice? No. But I also lived through the Ledger era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember everybody saying, like, Brokeback Joker, what a terrible choice. And now it's probably the most beloved comic casting ever.
Yeah, but we also lived through Clooney and Kilmer.
Yes.
I don't hate Kilmer. To be fair,
you know what?
Clooney is not good.
That's a different age to me. I don't
fair,
even.
too.
I don't even really lump that in with.
But
with
that's
what
after
they're doing
Keaton,
now.
and Keaton was great.
You're right. It was, but you take. And it's funny that those movies get lumped together because you got the 2 Tim Burton films, which are phenomenal, and they're Tim Burton films. They're very dark, which I think that's the way it should be. And then you get Jerry Bruckheimer, right? Who did the next 2?
Joel Schumacher.
Joe Schumacher, sorry. And they're these big epic, laugh a lot, bat nipples and holy rusted metal Batman, and
They're the commentaries for those films are worth listening to.
really, I've never.
He flat out apologizes.
Schumacher did?
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I know it's bad. I know it's bad. He's like, you get caught up in the hype and you think it's going to be fine, and it just got worse with Batman and Robin because at that point, before we even could go to the writing table, we had to sit down with Kenner. And Kenner told us what we were going to be having in our movies. And
Toy companies should not have say on source material. It's
Yep.
the other way around.
Correct.
It's got to be the other way around.
Correct. Correct. But yeah, I'm open-minded. DC has come out and said, look, there's nobody signed on for Batman.
Yeah, I saw that note this morning. Well, let's just fantasy book this of everybody that's out there to play a young Batman.
I'm not good at this game.
Because I don't know enough people.
Yeah, and I don't know if I think. I think what was that? What was one of the guys that was in the running? Was it Gyllenhaal?
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, like
Somebody mentioned him, but I don't think that would be a good.
yeah, but he was in the running a while back. Was he in the movie Stay? I'm trash.
I don't know. He was in Southpaw, that boxing movie is how you might know
Spider-Man.
Jake Gyllenhaal. And he was in, what was the one where he played the bunny? No, not Jake. Jake Gyllenhaal wasn't in. Was he in Spider-Man?
He's going to
Oh, he's Mysterio in the new.
He was in Day After Tomorrow. He was in Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah,
He was in Donnie Darko.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I think
under 30.
I wouldn't be mad at that choice. But I'm not really like the casting guy. The
That's
only
the couch guy. That's the
the only time that I ever was like this.
I'm 18.
The only time that I ever was like, I saw an actor and I was like, this actor should play this role. I watched Thelma and Louise when that first came out on VHS. My mom rented it.
You know who I think would be a good Bruce Wayne?
Who?
The guy who plays Beast in the X-Men movies.
Yeah,
See
that's
that?
not bad.
That kid?
yeah. Yeah, he could.
He's skinny though.
Yeah. But
Well,
you can put
15
on muscle.
pounds.
15 pounds.
Dude, he could
15
play.
pounds is not enough. It's been proven.
You're in Hollywood. They can put on 30 pounds. They can roid up.
Yeah.
And a lot of these actors do roid up, just low dose.
Yeah.
You know
For
who else
sure.
would be a damn good Bruce Wayne Batman? Zac Efron. And he's ripped to the
Yeah,
fucking
he's
moon.
fucking jacked now.
What was he
But he's
in?
like shorter.
High School Musical.
He looks the part.
He was
was
in
in,
that, The Neighbors with Seth.
Oh, okay. He looks the part.
Yeah, he's got
Didn't
that.
he play one of the serial killers recently?
That's who it. Michael Cera. That's who should play Batman.
Well, but dude, the petition of people signing for Danny DeVito to do Wolverine.
You know what?
He's a little furry beast.
I'm not angry at that.
Michael Cera would be a great villain in the Gotham, like Riddler maybe.
Yeah,
or something
Riddler.
Like that. Total side note on Batman villains. The guy who becomes the Penguin in Gotham is in John Wick. He's almost unrecognizable, but it was his a very odd cadence to his voice, and that's what I'm like. Wait a minute, holy shit, that's that dude.
Who's gonna be the villain in this movie? We don't know.
We don't know.
And there's always the other Hemsworth brother, Liam.
He actually looks like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I think he looks the most like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I googled actors under 30.
So
There's a lot of choices out there.
Here. Do we think that this Batman is going to be tied to the DCEU proper?
Yes and no. Who knows at this point?
I think the way we're going to find that out is the Joker movie that's
Yeah.
coming out this fall. I think that's going to be the catalyst to see how all this ties together. I mean,
Yeah.
it is. I haven't seen Shazam. Is Shazam tied into?
Definitely.
Okay.
Because they have Superman references, right?
Yeah, and Aquaman.
Yeah.
And I think it was supposed to come out before Aquaman, and they decided against it for whatever reason. I don't understand why, but Aquaman came out in Christmas, and Shazam takes place during Christmas, And then the bonus scene of Shazam is like an allude to Aquaman.
Which would make sense for him to be
Right.
See, like I don't know who this dude is. He hasn't done a lot, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe
Are
I'm
we just
looking
picking good-looking dudes with dark hair? Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. But yeah,
Catwoman. Who do you want to be Catwoman? That's more important.
Hey,
I don't know.
Han Solo could play him. That
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. I can.
Dude, that guy did a good fucking job.
I
man.
thought so.
You know what? I think cherish
bought
is
it.
too strong of a word, but I really enjoy that. But my wife won't watch it again.
I
She
wish-
just will not watch it.
I wish that movie was a show. Like, you know, like that. I think it would have been a better TV show. But he did a kick-ass job.
I thought so.
Like that's a big shoe to fill.
I like Vision, and Vision was real good. He was he
He
wasn't in it
did a
much.
good job, but that villain is not great.
I found him menacing. I wouldn't have been in the same room with that guy.
Yeah, I found him menacing as well. There's just something about like
He wasn't in it enough.
he's not part of that like lineage of Star Wars villains that just are fucking cool to look at. You know, with the exception of Dooku. Old man swag.
He's
Chris
got
really could walk
he got
in any room.
a curved lightsaber though. Man, when we pop that shit out,
Yeah, that was cool.
that's a pimp lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that does it. But you know, DC hasn't signed on to anything. They're, you know, I think it's still very much up in the air. But you know that usually these rumors start from somewhere. You know what's funny is this movie Stay. I'm a huge fan of, and it got a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't like a fucking. rating
Tell me
anymore.
again what Stay is.
Sam Foster, Ewan McGregor, is a psychiatrist, has a new patient, Henry Leatham, who claims to be suicidal. In trying to diagnose him, Sam visits Henry's prior therapist and also finds Henry's mother, even though Henry has said that he murdered both of his parents. As reality starts to contradict facts, Sam spirals into an unstable mental state. Then he finds a clue as to how and when Henry may try to kill himself and racists to stop him.
Racist stop him?
And then he gets
Wow.
he gets racists to stop him. Okay, so that does it.
That's all the notes.
Yep.
Wow.
We have some questions.
Phil, what you doing? Oh, are we cutting off all his shit?
No, yeah, I had to delete a lot of it. A lot of it was just fluff. We do have some questions. We
Three?
have at least 3. I think maybe 4. So this is from Matt. Matt said, "Hey,
Which Matt?
Matt Heard.
Oh, what's up, man?
Matt, you heard?"
That's my sauerkraut partner.
He said, "Hey,
That
fellas.
sounds awful. What is it?
It is awful.
Hope all is well with you cats. Congratulations, Joe, in buying a new house. 2 questions this time around. The first is for Bobby. Jay-Z's Big Pimpin' is the lyric spending G's or spending cheese? I can't figure it out, and the internet goes both ways, so to speak. I always thought it was cheese.
I thought it was G's.
Isn't the same
'Cause I think-
connotation?
Yeah,
But I don't
it
know.
is, but I just think it's cheesy.
Let me look up. If one place has it, I know who will have it. I'll go by them. So I'm going to put in
lyrics.
Big Pimpin' on Rap Genius. They are the, I think, the most credible source. Let's see.
So the first thing that pops up on mine is cheese.
We doing Big Pimpin', spending cheese. I'm going to go with cheese. But obviously the controversy still rolls on.
Well, we could watch the video and look for the connotation.
Subs.
Is it a cheese or a G's?
See if it's subbed or dubbed.
Oh, dude, you can put AI subs.
Yeah.
Even if people don't
On
type those
YouTube?
subtitles. Yeah, YouTube, they will try to translate whatever it adheres. So you can see what it is. But sometimes it's real fucking wacky, though.
I don't even know if that video's on there.
Everything's on YouTube, bro.
Nah, Jay-Z's videos aren't.
Really?
Yeah.
He's not on one of the...
He's got control of his shit. You're not going to get 90 cents of his dollar. That's not the game that Jay-Z plays. Okay, so help me, Obi-Wan, Bobby. Or help me. Yeah, you're my only hope. So yeah, I hope that helps. The second question is for everyone. What franchise would you like to see a return? New content, maybe some figures. I would love to see Gargoyles reboot with some hot toys and hot action. Keep
Oh,
up the
that's
great
what I
work.
forgot. Sorry. Mentioned Gargoyles. I did watch this week Tales from the Hood 2.
I've never seen it. I've seen the
You ever
first
seen the first one?
Yeah.
I have nostalgia feels about the first one.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so I watched the second one.
Trash.
It's fucking trash, but
think-
like I enjoyed it.
I think the question is, how's the soundtrack? Like, you know, like this.
Yeah. But the guy who the voice of Goliath is in.
Oh,
in it.
really?
Yeah. I love his voice. Like Gargoyles is. I would love Gargoyles' return.
You know what I would love to see her return of? Dino Riders.
It's not as good as fucking Gargoyles, bro. Gargoyles is fucking great.
I never
But do
watched
you
Gargoyles.
really, though?
I do.
I mean,
Do you
I
know?
do. I do.
Well, you're too old to try now. But like Gargoyles is one of I love it.
Yeah, I know it is. I
Have
know
you
it
watched
is.
either of those shows in the past couple years?
Well, I have. Season 3 is
Gargoyles?
trash. Don't watch season
I've
3.
never watched any of
It's
it.
a completely different direction. Like I think some different people did it, but season 1 and 2 is fucking great.
Yeah, no, it's. I know it's.
Oh, you
it's-
mean like the Transformers? Huh?
No, I like season 3.
I do too, but it's just a fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched it in the order it's supposed to be in?
No.
Because you know how they.
Yeah,
it's
so-
literally like, all right, this one's done. Put it out.
Yeah.
This one's done because
But
there
I,
wasn't supposed to be an order to it.
I think the Dino Riders would be cool. I like that. That's one that I always kind of think back on fondly.
I liked.
I like Centurions a lot.
I like Jason
Yeah,
the
they're-
Wheeled Warriors, the cartoon.
I don't know that.
Yeah, Jason. There's Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors. I remember it came on before school.
Is it only where you're from that had this?
It didn't get an after school slot. It was the 6:30 slot, right?
The Wheeled Warriors is wild.
6:30 is when I'm watching like Saved by the Bell and shit.
I wonder if they have it in subs. Silverhawks, I wouldn't be mad
I
at.
love Silverhawks. I know people love Thundercats, and like people forget about Silverhawks because of Thundercats, but I put them in the same category.
Well, yeah, me too. But Thundercats has like it's seen its, you know what I mean. It's had its day. Like Silverhawks,
it already had a redo.
Yeah. Silverhawks
I like that
has never
series
got-
too.
Me too. But Silverhawks has never had it.
See, you like the redo of cartoons of old stuff, but you won't watch new cartoons. Is what what it is.
What do you mean?
Like you always say, you're done with animated stuff, but you do enjoy
retro.
like remakes.
I think because I'm already invested in the mythology.
So you're invested in Spider-Man, but you won't watch Into the Spider-Verse
No, I'm gonna watch that
when it comes out on TNT.
when it's on HBO or something.
Yeah.
Like I just, like Spider-Man is not my favorite character. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just
he's my favorite side character.
yeah.
He's
Like
great in stuff. Just
yes, exactly.
Like you don't want a Robin movie.
Yeah, dude, I don't even give a fuck about this Spider-Man movie. Keep it a buck.
Really?
Nope.
I like the Spider-Man a lot. I've never cared that much about.
I love him as Spider-Man. I think he's
He's my
perfect.
favorite.
I think he's perfect.
He's the only time I've cared about a
But
Spider-Man.
I don't
live
give
action.
a fuck about this movie. Like I could care less. I couldn't care less actually.
You don't even care how it places in the larger Marvel universe, which I'm sure it will somehow.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it probably for that reason, but that's it. But
I
think-
feel you. I'm like that with a lot of other characters.
Yeah,
Like,
but I think I'll tell you. I mean, I think Endgame did a number on me. You know, I think it did a number on me. I think to get back to that conversation,
it's just to put you out.
it just feels like this world doesn't have valid consequence anymore. And without that, I don't care.
Tony's dead. Spoiler alert.
Sort of. He's banging away on the anvil at the end.
Is it him or somebody else?
I think it's him. I think it's an alternate universe, Tony. You know, like that's the thing.
But
It's
then
like,
it won't be Robert Downey Jr. It will be a different character.
it maybe, or maybe it's Robert Downey Jr.
Well, in the comics, he apparently died at some point and is just an AI of himself, which Mason and I theorized that would be how they'd keep him in the.
I think at this point it'd be an alternate universe, and the fact that like everybody thinks they understand it, but then like everybody thinks they understand the time travel aspect of it, but then like the writers and the director don't even fucking
Nobody
agree.
knows because time travel doesn't fucking work right ever. You can't do it.
Yeah, because it's not like a real thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I just think it's taken the rug out from under me in that universe somehow.
Even
Like-
though you knew it was coming, that people were coming back to life.
Well, I didn't know. Yeah, I knew those people were coming back to life. Like anybody that's with the snap, I'm with the shits. But the fact that like Gamora, like it's a different Gamora. I get it, but it's still just Gamora back, and it's not a different actress playing her. It's the same actress playing her. It's the same Gamora from a different time. Like it just
But if it's
takes.
done well, though, it's a different person. I mean, that makes it more unnerving when like it's just like people with Alzheimer's, man. It's a different person.
It's a different person right now.
But are they going to shift it back to the same person later? That's the question. What if they don't? What if like she doesn't get back together with Star-Lord and then
If she like doesn't join the team and becomes a villain and goes a super hardcore left, Maybe, yeah, it's been fucking up recently. You got
Like,
one
she was
speaker
never a
going
villain.
up.
She was never a villain in the first place. She was always against Thanos. She was just playing the long game.
No, I know. I'm just saying that, like, if it went a totally different direction, maybe it might skew. But like, if it's a minor direction, like she doesn't have the same boyfriend anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of important. Their relationship is important.
I'm not saying it's not important, but I'm not saying it defines who she is.
Right.
That's the thing, is the elements of the character that define who they are. That's what makes them the same character. You know. So I don't know. But I'm happy. Like, I'm happy with what I have, and you know, I can celebrate that moment. And if I never feel the same way again, then I never feel the same way again.
Yeah, like for me, it ended with Infinity Wars. Like,
Right.
You know, Endgames is just some extra shit for me. Also,
Bonus scene. It's a 3-hour bonus scene.
it's an alternate ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if Thor stayed fat? Would you be okay with that?
Did we
Yeah.
answer?
That doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me
Yeah.
either, but like it's different.
Yeah.
It's definitely different.
Was that a question that we wandered into?
Yeah. But I
I don't
don't.
even remember the question
I don't
anymore.
either.
It might be my favorite representation of Thor, just because it looks powerful. Like, I mean, not necessarily the gut, but just like him in the armor. Like, he doesn't look the same in the armor as he does on the couch with his shirt pulled halfway
Yeah,
up.
he's like a bulk dude that means business.
Yeah,
now.
with the beard and the braid and the beard and all that. Like, I'm good. I'm good with all that.
He looks like that guy who I know you've all seen that slap fighting video. That's
Oh
floating
my
around.
God.
He's like that big
Shit.
burly.
I mean, he didn't slap him so much as he
It's
just
a palm.
fucking
It's a
palmed
palm
him.
strike. Yeah,
But the other guy was doing the slap.
Right.
It wasn't.
And
They
he-
weren't in the same game.
I guarantee
They
you, he
weren't
knocked
playing-
him out with that second one.
They weren't fucking playing.
I
The
want to
same
see
game,
like
bro.
a whole 30-minute video of that.
So James G sent a question. He said, "Hey guys, I was going through, as my dad calls it, box of crap I left at his house when I moved out years ago. I found a Visionary. Oh my God, it's like the same shit. I found a Visionary, some Dino Riders, Starcom Air Raiders, and some parts of Centurion. I'm surprised we don't see a boss fight or 4 horsemen take a shot at Sectors or even Supernaturals. What's up, baby? What's a toy line you'd like to see reviewed in some capacity, and who could produce
Wow.
it? That's like the same, revived in some capacity." Baby, are you going to? Do you want to watch some Puppy Pals?
Dog'em.
Puppies? Wait, come here for a second. This is pretty cute. She thinks her name is Baby, not Leia. I'm Daddy. What'd you say?
BB.
What's your name? All right, hold on one second. Let me see if I can get her occupied. So, do we have anything new?
I mean, what Hasbro would make these guys?
Yeah, I guess anybody. I guess you could choose. Honestly,
I wouldn't
it's
have.
your fantasy world.
I would want. Here we go. This is pretty far out there.
You have to think about the gimmicks of these franchises, though, and what company could make them. I don't
Well,
think Action Figure Arts would make like Centurion and
I think they could do Silverhawks.
So Silverhawks was going to be mine, and there's some gimmicks with the wings popping. I don't think that would be a thing you'd need anymore. And I'd want 1,000 toys to make Silverhawk.
What are Mythic Legions?
No,
Hey.
the posability's not there.
I did hear
They can raise
speaking.
their arms up to get their rings spread out.
Speaking of 1,000 toys, they're a big 5 Points Toy Festival
I'm going.
attraction. Get a picture. There's supposed to be a prototype of a Ghostface Killer statue.
Oh my God.
Oh, at 5 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like the fucking eagle bracelet on his arm, and he's got like one hand is Iron Man's hand. And he's
Nice.
Like, and he's like he's got a robe on and all this shit, and he's like standing on this mountain cliff. It's fucking bananas.
You're
But-
getting it though, right?
No, fuck no.
Oh, come on.
No, not a statue.
Yeah, I'll
Not
get
a
one and
statue.
get Action Bronson to autograph. Because they're indistinguishable.
In the spirit of.
Yeah.
But I told you I'd be in on the SHF Wu-Tang.
Yes.
Yeah. Like in the spirit of their Michael Jackson and
Yeah.
See, I love SHF, but I don't think they're the right choice for some of these franchises.
I don't.
I don't think they're the right choice for some of them, but I think they could do Silverhawks.
Yeah, Silverhawks.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. There's anything at this point that I really would even care to see.
Yeah.
Just let it be your memory.
You know what I would love? Flight of Dragons.
Oh.
And I'd be good if your boys did them.
Who were my boys?
Mythic Legions.
Do you want
the horsemen?
articulated dragons, or do you want like maybe not polystone statue, but like a PVC statue
So-
of these
so-
things?
So I'm okay with them being articulated as long as they can stand the way they stood in the cartoon.
Rumor has it that Four Horsemen is making dragons to go with these. Like that's on the docket.
So if they do Gorbash, Briog, or Smeargle, I'm in.
Do you want articulated whatchamacallit, the fucking Briar fucking rabbit shits?
Brer Rabbit. Oh man, I hadn't even
Instead of those?
considered that. No, I think I'm good with just the statues.
I'm good at. I haven't seen them in a while. They're not in my space.
So we got one question via Patreon directly, and we just got it this morning. But it's from Pool 5555. He said, "Hey guys, I recently watched a YouTube video called Star Wars SC-38 Reimagined and loved it. The Vader Kenobi fight in A New Hope was always the weakest choreographed duel because of the times and technology available, and this reimagined scene brought back old feelings for me of being a kid again. Vader's intensity reminded me of his Rogue One fight scene, which is how I have always imagined him. How do you feel about these kind of re-edits? Does this stuff do anything for you, and could you imagine what the studios could do now with the technology available? I hate the special editions, but this has me wondering, could they and should they be fixed? Keep up the great work. Your podcasts are the highlight of my week. Thank you, sir."
Thank you.
Have you all seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I have seen it. Yes,
It's
It was done
fucking
well.
amazing.
it's very well done.
It's not perfect.
No, but like,
But it's
they
fucking
used our
amazing.
original faces and everything. The only one thing is, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
No complaints about it by itself. But I think it might be too long to cut into the movie.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, it's too much. It's eye candy, which is great, but it might be too much for the movie.
And I think you could cut it down and it would still work perfectly.
Yes, and
You know,
I would like that.
dude, let me ask this. What's your favorite scene in it?
Favorite scene in that
clip?
Gosh,
I couldn't
don't
tell
know.
I know exactly what it is. It's when Vader's walking and grabs the lightsaber from God knows where. Like, it's like sitting off somewhere, and he's just like on a mission, like doesn't break stride, and he's like, and like it just flies into his hand, and like he just keeps it. Like, I love little shit like that. Gary and I had a long conversation about Star Wars one day. We're talking about, like, you know, some of our issues with the prequels and whatever, like, but then about Vader specifically, and like the thing about Vader is like, and him and I see that character kind of the same way, is that motherfucker should be the dude that's just, he's the Kendrick. Like, he's just born with natural talent. And
I mean, that's what he is.
that doesn't come across all the time.
It's midichlorians.
Right.
They're in all
Off
of
the
us.
charts.
They're in all of us.
Off the charts. And the little shaver.
Lady Vic.
Yeah. But like, the one time that it comes across to, and it's funny because him and I see the scene the both, is when he's killing the fucking separatist, and one of them takes a shot at him, and he just throws the lightsaber behind his back to deflect it, and like keeps moving. Like, that's how he should be. It's just like everything is reflex.
He just knows where everything
Yeah,
is.
he's just Michael Jordan, the fucking Sith.
Yeah, he's 3 seconds ahead of you all the
Yeah.
time.
So like,
We never had that high ground though.
there is, yeah.
I got him down.
You let the hate take over, man.
There is some of that I would like to see. I would like to see a little bit more of that, especially if they cut it into the prequels with like his, just
But he has to struggle. I mean, with talent.
yeah.
Talent's not everything. You need to put hard work in. Right?
Yeah, he needs to
experience.
learn the talent.
Yeah.
But there, I think by Revenge of the Sith, there should have been more of a display of his raw ability.
But he had to lose to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, he kills lots of Jedi and
The younglings.
the Separatist crowd.
He killed a lot of children, which was difficult in some ways.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that fucking re-edit. I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with the updates. Here's the thing.
Depends. If
Wait,
it's
so here's the thing. Is like for every Han shoots second, you get 4 other things that are great. You know, like, and I like the more subtle shit, like when they just take away a wall and now you can see outside.
yes.
You know, like,
yeah, that's great.
that's the kind of stuff I prefer. But that Obi-Wan Vader scene, it does suffer.
The singing chick is not good.
No, she's
the-
always been there. But yeah, they went a little extra.
It did too much.
And the little Muppet.
She's up. She's ready.
What? Something wrong with Mickey Mouse? It's done?
Already?
All right, I don't know what that means. Let me help you out.
Il Nana.
So, I was like, man, I just put on a show for her that she wanted to watch. And she came back down like 3 minutes later while I went upstairs and checked the show. It was 3 minutes long.
Don't you hate that?
I'm like, oh, of course. Where the fuck? Yeah. So like, I like the more subtle stuff.
Like the animals moving better. Like,
Yeah.
You know, Stormtrooper riding the fucking thing.
Yes,
I
the
like
do-back.
those.
Yeah. So like, I'm kind
That
of
sounds wrong.
do-back. Yeah, it sounds like it's racist or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm up for it. I like watching them again and like seeing a little extra shit.
And also, it is jarring when you want to rewatch the whole series and you go from 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
and then 4, 5. It's like, what happened to fighting?
Yeah.
They
Well,
lost that much fighting?
it was 20 years. So 20 years passed between episode 3 and episode 4. So let's assume that both of them were. We obviously know Obi-Wan might be a little out of practice with the saber, and we don't know what Vader's. I mean, the comic book kind of alludes to what he's been slashing and slicing dice.
Yeah. So he shouldn't have been. He should have been fine. He should have been good.
He could have just been done with it.
But if I were to make an edit of one scene in any of those fucking movies, it would be that one. Like that would be the one that I would choose to like update.
Yeah. So like whoever did it made a good, smart choice.
Yeah. And then we have some rapid fire. From James. Yeah. All right. He said, "Hey guys, you answered my questions pretty well about Wolverine and Nightwing perfectly. That actually spawned from a conversation a coworker and I had. Also, how you come up with these questions is just everyday interactions, happenings, or thoughts. That being said, I took a new position at work to a lot of this week's questions, maybe music and food based and less nerdy as I was traveling. So, preferred iteration, White Zombie or Rob Zombie? White Zombie.
That's hard.
Well, White Zombie was first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like the early stuff better.
I like, I like Dracula and all that kind of stuff, and some of the ones off the album that was after that. But Thunderkiss is still, to me, their best record.
I think it's better, but I think Rob Zombie is more iconic at this point.
You guys ever heard the story about that band in Beavis and Butthead? Have you ever heard this story? So, are you familiar with Beavis and Butthead, the TV show?
Yes.
I don't know, Joe. I mean, and I'm sure
Come
you
on.
are. So
I'm not that foreign. Shit.
It's not that you were foreign; it's your age because it came out at.
He's like our age.
I'm 37.
I keep forgetting that.
It's the
He
Asian
just
thing.
looks like he's so young and smooth.
I drink the blood of fetuses.
Oh, Christ.
That's
One day,
a whole nother-
but one
It's
day,
not much. You need a lot of fetuses.
So anybody who doesn't know the way Beavis and Butthead, it was these silly little animated things where they had a neighbor who wasn't Hank Hill but was Hank Hill.
Yes. Yeah. With the
I'm a homeowner, and then they watched music videos. And whatever the first single from White Zombie
Thunderkiss.
had been out for a while and didn't really do
Pop.
anything. It didn't pop. They watched it on Beavis and Butthead and it popped.
I think that's how I got turned on to it.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of music we all got turned on to because of Beavis. So Beavis and Butthead and White Zombie is, in my mind, always interlinked for
That
that
fucking
reason.
beat.
Do we want a Beavis and Butthead
No.
reboot?
No.
Not reboot, but continuation.
They tried.
They tried and it didn't.
It didn't work.
It's a different. It's a different audience now.
Breakfast taters, diced or hash browns?
Diced.
Diced.
Wait. Hash.
Hash browns are like
Shredded?
patties.
It's like shredded. It's like shredded potatoes.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah. Loofah or wash rag? We know Bobby's a savage using
Loofah.
Gosh, I use a puff. I guess
That's a loofah.
okay. Yeah, I use that, but it depends on the situation.
Natural sea
Like if I'm in a hotel,
that's where it's at.
when I'm in a hotel, I don't.
There's hands.
I don't. It's just my bar soap in my hands.
Yeah.
And a
You don't
washcloth.
use
A washcloth for some special areas, like my face. I'm just kidding. I don't wash my face.
The Question or Rorschach? Rorschach.
Or Rorschach.
Sunny D or Kool-Aid? Kool-Aid.
Sunny D's got soul energy, but Kool-Aid.
Sunny D burns the back of my throat, and I don't know why. It always has.
You know, Slurpees burn the back of my throat.
Really.
Yep, I prefer. That's a slush puppy
weird.
or Slurpee.
I'm gonna say a Slurpee because slush puppy you had to
Or
make
icy.
yourself, and if the guy working at the counter is like, "Hey, only 3 pumps, kid, only 3 pumps,"
Yeah,
you can get it. It's a fucking cup of ice.
I'm a slush puppy guy. It's the Slurpee is the carbonation in it. I don't care for.
It's a slush puppy. If you can say, "Hey, man, somebody's stealing some beer," 22 pumps of juice in there,
Who has ices? That's also like a
Coca-Cola icy.
yeah. I don't know about that life.
I haven't seen
I'm
one
not a
of those
big
machines in
fan.
a while.
Okay, so hand tossed, thin, or deep dish?
Deep dish.
Oh man, yes.
Yeah, I'm yes too, but thin would be my preference.
I'm. What would you call New York style?
Thin.
Yeah, I'd say thin.
Better workout plan: Richard Simmons or Kanye?
I don't know what Kanye does.
It's the song "Workout Plan."
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Richard Simmons, but I do have something I need to show you guys about Richard Simmons.
I'm gonna go with Kanye because that song is tough.
So recently, with the whole Robert Pattinson stink, a gentleman named Mike Kincaid, you guys probably know. Mike's a good guy. He had posted something about next thing you're gonna want to see is Richard Simmons as the Joker, and I said, I need to see that as a Photoshop.
Yeah.
And it is one of the most frightening things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I love it.
Because he was
Why
already.
don't we get him to do it?
He was already wearing the purple coat, so I mean that is just terrifying.
That is amazing.
Shout out to Mike for the.
I saw that
the
on
edit
Instagram.
there. Oh Jesus, that's scary.
Your starting Pokemon: Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle.
Man, that's a hard pick.
Pikachu in there,
those
huh?
are my three favorites. I'm gonna go with Squirtle because I can evolve him into Blastoise.
Blastoise is pretty
Blastoise is badass.
I'm going with Charmander just because
Charizard doesn't fucking listen to you though.
I don't know shit about it. He does fire, right?
He turns into a dragon eventually, but
Yeah,
like he doesn't
dragons.
give a shit about what you say though.
Dragons are fucking cool.
Squirtle turns into a fucking turtle with guns. I mean,
Turtle with cannons.
Yeah.
I'm in with.
You know who
Squirtle
I
also.
want? I want Jigglypuff.
My favorite Pokemon is coughing because he's a cloud that coughs.
School night bedtime for kids. On the dot bedtime Nazi or allowing 10 minutes of overtime.
Or Robert D.
What's Robert D?
Anytime.
Yeah, yeah. Midnight,
I'm gonna say
after Twilight
I'm
Zone.
gonna say the 10 minutes. I don't have a strict bedtime for my kids.
I don't have a strict bedtime.
Probably should, but
I don't have a strict bedtime either, but they're all in bed pretty early, with the exception of Jaina. It's a sliding scale for me. Like, Jaina gets a lot more leeway.
Because she's older.
Yeah, Selena gets little to none because she's a train wreck if she doesn't get her fucking 8 hours. And the baby we just put down as soon as possible, really. And then she's, unfortunately, that usually means she's ready to rock and roll at 5:30 in the morning. But she's usually falling apart by the end of the day also, you know. Favorite Belmont, Simon or Trevor? I'm going Simon.
Trevor.
Simon's the original, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trevor has got more of a swag.
I'm OG.
He doesn't care.
No, he's been on his phone the whole show.
Sorry. I have been. I'm
What's
very
going
rude.
on over there?
Everything.
It's a lot of pre-orders is what it is.
That's what it is.
Favorite Belmont, Simon or Trevor?
That Castlevania?
Yes.
Whichever one you said first, because
Simon.
I could. If they were both in the room and I had to slap the right one, I'd probably slap the wrong one.
Biscuits or Hush Puppies?
Biscuits.
Biscuits.
Who's
I don't-
biscuits?
I don't think
and
those
who's
are-
hush puppies.
But I'm taking it as a general.
I don't take those as interchangeable though.
Me neither. But I don't fuck
mean,
with fuck with Hush Puppies if they had like the fucking corn kernels in them. And
yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Who's
love
doing
hush
them?
puppies.
I don't like.
I love Hush Puppies
Me
too,
yeah.
but I don't like the corn. I like cornmeal, not corn kernels.
Just like I don't like cornbread with
Cornmeal
corn
doesn't
in
hurt
it.
anything.
Right.
Corn doesn't hurt anything. It comes out solid. It just needs to travel.
Yeah, it was texture. It's a
Yeah,
texture
it's
thing.
not the same.
It's a texture thing, and sometimes they have onions in them too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about that either. I can't stand onion. I don't like the way it looks on paper.
Then you definitely don't like Bulbasaur. It looks like it has an onion on his back. But a perfectly done hush puppy and a perfectly biscuit, I would pick a perfectly done hush puppy.
No. And are we talking like?
Perfectly done to your liking.
Because like if we're talking like butter, see that's the thing. I might take a perfect hush puppy over a perfect
Yes.
biscuit.
Yes.
But if like I'd rather have like a couple biscuits than a couple hush puppies.
You can also do more with biscuits. You can do like jelly, or you can do
Yeah, you can put
Yeah.
stuff
gravy,
on.
or
Peanut butter, honey.
yeah.
Exactly.
Fuck, I'm missing Soulfest. There's food there.
There's gonna be a ton of food there. Better second band: Scott Weiland and Velvet Revolver, or Chris Cornell and Audio Slave. Velvet Revolver.
I'm saying Audio
I
Slave.
like Audio Slave. That's a fucking
That's a
good
good. That's a
question.
damn
Yeah,
good
that's
question.
a great question.
Because they like came out about the same time too, and they're like, wow,
Yeah, all that
this-
happened about the same time.
RPGs, video game or tabletop. Do you prefer to control a single character or a party of characters? I like a party.
I don't care
You
for
don't like
any of it,
RPGs
but
in
I'm going to
general,
say
though.
I don't, but I
I'm
like
gonna
Knights of the
say-
Old Republic.
I'm going to say party because you have more options.
party in video game format, single person in tabletop format. Because I can get into the character. Like if you're playing tabletop, that means you made your own character. And, yeah, like D&D. So
Today's kids' more annoying obsession: Five Nights at Freddy's or Fortnite.
Five Nights at Freddy's
Five Nights
for
at
me.
I
Freddy's.
mean that shit is
It's
done
kind of
now.
come and gone, but although they're making another one.
Fortnite. I mean they're always going to make another one as long as it's printing money.
Swimming, lake or ocean?
Ocean. A lake is just stagnant water to me.
I'm gonna say ocean.
Yeah, ocean it's more variety. It's more the unknown.
And it's waves. It's like I feel like it's washing.
And you
stuff
can
away.
normally see a little bit about what's going on in the ocean. Well, it depends on what ocean you go to.
The lake is just fucking dank.
yeah, dank.
I mean, that's where all the parasites are. Amoebas and fucking brain-eating shits and...
Yep.
Your time to shine, Joe KW. Unicorn Gundam or Banshee Gundam?
I would... The look of Banshee is fucking great because black anything is fucking good. It's my favorite color, but unicorn is my actual choice.
I don't know the difference too.
And one is white, one is black.
I'll
One
go
is
unicorn.
white with red
Wow.
trim, and one is black with gold trim.
I'll bet on black on this one.
John Belushi or Chris Farley?
Chris Farley.
I got to go Chris Farley too. I don't know if that's the quote unquote right answer, but that's
Belushi. I feel is. I mean, I'm familiar with what he did, but it seems a little more for my time.
exactly.
Yeah, it's an
I
era
think Chris
thing.
Farley was more for my generation.
Yeah, Callahan Auto Parts for the win.
Preferred obscure G1 combino. Albino
Albino combiner.
Preferred obscure G1 albino combiner. Lyle Kaiser or Raiden?
Which one?
I
Is
got
one of those the trains?
That's Raiden.
Then Raiden.
I
The
like
trains are
Raiden
fucking
more.
awesome.
I'm gonna go Lyle Kaiser.
Because you have one. That's falling apart.
No, I don't have.
Oh,
any.
yeah, right. You broke-
So real quick, your faux pas there made me think. So we always get a nemesis version of things that's black. What if we start getting an all white version of Transformers? It's the albino version. Maybe we should start that.
We should.
I mean, we have the white
Prime.
And
fucking Prime.
I have to shove this in here real quick. Legends Plus. Something that happened Monday night that's hilarious.
Jelly or jam?
Jam. Oh wait, jam is like
There's a
well, there's a
difference.
third one. There's a
There's
preserve too.
Preserves also.
Preserve is my favorite.
So I prefer jam, but I had jelly all my life. Jam spreads better. That's why I
Jelly's
prefer.
really watery and just like
It's more gelatinous. I feel like.
It is because it's literally just the pectin with some flavor, whereas
Yeah.
jam has the fruit in
Yeah.
it, and then the preserves is literally you're just spreading the fruit and sugar out.
But like the jam spreads better, but like I just had jelly all my life. Like I feel like even if I was at the store, I'd be very tempted to buy the jelly just because it's what I always had. It's like this is the way we've always done it,
It is easy, especially now that you can buy squeezed jelly.
which is weird.
and it's different. I feel like the texture becomes different. I don't like it. I don't like the squeeze bottle jelly.
I hold on, sidebar here, Bobby. Do you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Oh, 100%.
And you like peanut
I
butter?
love peanut butter and
Super soft.
almond butter. Almond butter and
What do you guys think about?
No, get the fuck out of here.
What do you guys think
Yeah,
about?
do you even know what you're talking about?
No.
Hang on, guys. Stay on target.
Almond butter or
Stay
peanut
on
butter?
target.
Chris,
Peanut
pick
butter.
a side.
Peanut butter.
No, you got to answer my fucking question first, Joe. I'm gonna put you in that Maju case.
I already put myself in there.
I know. Goober grape.
What?
Goober grape. It's a peanut butter and jelly in the same jar.
Oh no,
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 I
no, no,
fucking
no,
I
hate
think
that
that's
shit.
foul as fuck.
Yeah, I'm not
The
fucking around with
texture
that.
is not good.
It's not the
I've tried
same.
it.
First of all, I want to control the ratio. That's another good
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
More peanut butter or more jelly?
So I'm gonna tell you what I do. I get the 2 pieces of bread. I put peanut butter on both breads.
My man.
And then I seal the jelly in the middle.
That's the proper way to do it.
Yes.
A lot of people do it with jelly on one side. And first of all, let me tell you how
Soggy
fucked up
bread.
that is. First of all, you get either soggy bread or you get the even worse soggy bread with the crisp layer of like hardened jelly on the top. So
Yeah.
it has like a
Yeah.
crunch. Fuck that and fuck you. So like
Yeah.
the best thing about the peanut butter and jelly with the peanut butter on both sides is that the jelly always stays fresh. It doesn't impose into the bread, and there's a little slip and slide in there. It's a little bit of a how you doing, a little bit of I don't know how this is going to turn out as you're having a bite. Like maybe this is going to have the jelly bite. Oh, it slipped a little bit to the right. It's going to be the jelly bite in the next bite.
Okay, just I know we're totally off track here, but on peanut butter banana.
Yeah,
sandwiches?
100%.
Peanut butter and,
Okay,
peanut butter
what
and honey
about-
sandwiches.
what-
Peanut butter
I love
on
peanut butter and
croutons.
honey. What about?
The honey really fucks it up if you put honey on the bread first. That crunchy layer you're talking
Yeah,
about?
terrible,
it fucks it up.
terrible.
Yeah, you got to do the same thing. So here's one that I doubt either one of you have had that is fucking great. Peanut butter and pickles.
Oh, what the fuck?
I haven't had it, but I don't doubt its
Dude,
power.
it is fucking
Really?
great. The flavors and then
Any-
I
peanut,
mean, I don't hate pickles or
peanut
anything.
butter and bacon.
Yes,
Peanut butter, yeah.
I've had that.
Anytime
Peanut butter,
any-
bacon, and banana.
It's the salt and
Anytime anybody has ever told me you should try peanut butter on X, I try it and I'm like, it's fucking money.
'Cause-
Dude, I put peanut butter on fucking Cool Ranch Doritos one time. Fucking money.
You said on X, so like DMX.
No,
Peanut
on
butter and
ecstasy
DMX?
pills.
DMX on X covered in peanut butter. I'm not a nice person.
DMX or exhibits?
X to the
DMX.
Z. Yeah, I'm going. I'm
Peanut
going
butter
DMX.
on DMX or peanut butter on exhibits?
You don't pimp your peanut butter.
Yeah. But yeah,
But I do prefer almond butter more.
To
than
answer your
peanut
question,
butter
I don't know
nowadays.
that I've ever had it. I bought something. So there's these cookies that Delta gives you. They're like Bischoff cookies when you fly. It's these little. They sell them at the store. They're almost like a ginger snap. So I was at the grocery store this week, and they had that butter made of those cookies. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks delicious.
I still eat. I used to eat a lot instead of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Peanut butter Ritz.
oh my
Or
god,
Ritz crackers?
dude!
I would eat a whole fucking. Yo, I'm not the only one.
Yeah, no, 100%. And let me tell you what'll fucking kick that punk rock party up a notch.
We're old, man. We get so excited about peanut butter and jelly.
I will crush a whole plate. I put them out like in a spiral pattern, so they're like circle, 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 circle to one Ritz in the middle, and they all spiral out from there, right? Ritz cracker, a good dollop of peanut butter, little pit inside the peanut butter, jelly sitting in that.
Yes,
Ooh, that's
like a
nice.
cookie. Like
Money
oh my
in the
God.
bank.
I'm not-
Shorty, what you think?
Killing me.
I'm not a huge Ritz fan.
Ritz are awesome.
I would rather have a saltine, a fresh saltine, or a club cracker.
Club cracker.
Club
that's
cracker's different.
Like,
That's a different
That's
beast.
just
That's
eating
that's
a stick of butter.
But that's
crunchy butter.
That's a butter cracker. That's butter crackers are money.
What'd you call me? Did we just coin a phrase? Buttercrackers?
That's for blonde white people.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one. The next
Hang
one.
on. Did we didn't even touch on Nutella. Does anybody fuck with Nutella?
No,
I
don't
love
fuck with
Nutella.
that.
I love
I
Nutella.
love Nutella.
But like on sandwiches and stuff, I'd rather have peanut butter or almond butter.
But Nutella's like a chocolate thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's hazelnut.
Hazelnut.
Hazelnut
Hazelnut
spread.
chocolate.
Love it.
I mean, I just eat that with a spoon.
I'm not a big chocolate person though. Like generally, like except for my sex life. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. Actually,
So let me,
actually.
I actually just meant that like I don't have a vanilla sex life, but then it takes like it ends up kind of taking a racial turn, which I didn't necessarily mean, but I'm not necessarily opposed to. So then it gets weird on how to answer it. So I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Chocolate rain.
oh my god, talking about old internet.
This is a good one too. Free time in the resource room, Oregon Trail, or where is Carmen Sandiego? So, he said, I also did a stint in school, San Quentin. Yeah. So like that is a thing. Like for the troubled kids, like we did, like you had a little bit of work to do, and then you basically play on the computer.
That's me at ESL. It was like that for me.
So, but I didn't. We had those games, but I never fucked with either one of them. Ironically, Number Munchers was my jam.
Really?
Yeah.
So I don't have any resource room experience, but we had computer lab a couple times a week, and those were some of the games. And that Oregon Trail was just frustrating because you never seemed to not get dysentery and die. And Carmen Sandiego had more replay value to me.
I couldn't understand it. I looked at it, looked too complicated.
In the world is Carmen Sandiego? Nobody? No.
Yeah, I
The TV
watched the
show?
cartoon. Yeah.
Dude, I remember it still to this day. You had the little arrows that you controlled your little number muncher, and then the space bar was to eat it.
They explain so much. I'm trying to remember any other games.
Did you have
we
Number
had.
Munchers?
I don't remember Number
It's
Munchers.
Lunar Lander.
It was a Mac thing, I think. Number
Maybe that's
Munchers.
why. I like Oregon Trail.
Or-
A
Oregon
lot of times I would make it all the way to like the last part was the river and you had to dodge the fucking
Patreon-
logs and I always fucking
here we
die
go.
there.
Here's a Patreon. We play Oregon Trail on Patreon. And see who
I like the hunting
who can
part.
win.
There's a hunting
Dude,
part.
I haven't
know if
played
I-
it so long. I don't even
I don't know if
remember
I ever played either one of them. I saw people playing them, but I was like, man, I'm just gonna fuck with these Number Munchers. Like, cause it would be like it was like a grid, like 4x4 squares,
Yep.
and they all had numbers in them. And then you had like a little character, and then he would eat the numbers.
Yep.
But like every level had like a different objective. So it would be like eat all the odd numbers.
Yeah,
And then
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
I don't think I play. I remember
That
seeing it.
style
I
game.
don't remember
it.
playing it much.
Yeah, dude, I fucked with it heavy, and I'm trash at math, but I was good at the game.
You would think you'd be good at math now, playing all them fucking math games.
Yeah, but I'm not good.
It's probably kind of the goal of those matches.
You think? You mean Carmen Sandiego was naked under there?
I hope so.
It was a red dress.
Yeah, a red
Actually-
trench coat. with
actually-
a big red
Oh,
hat.
actually-
right.
She's probably hot.
Actually, Waldo was under there.
Dude, you want to hear?
That's where Waldo's
You
been
want to hear
all
a
these years.
wild story about my mom?
Whoa. Who doesn't?
So, this is during those super nutty phase, like soup sandwich phase.
Like, how old are you at this time?
Soup sandwich.
I was 23.
Oh, okay.
She went to go pick my stepfather up from the airport. She was wearing a trench coat. She asked Laura to come in to ask her a question. So Laura went into the room and she was like, "What do you think?" and opened up the trench coat, and she had like some lingerie thing on underneath that she was going to go pick up my stepfather with. like to make a night of it, right?
Sounds great.
So like Laura came out of the room and she was like, "Holy shit, your mother just basically low key flashed me." And for one, power muff. For two,
Oh my god!
it was wild as fuck. So,
Wow.
long story short, she got lost because she was drunk and she was driving and she got lost somewhere in fucking Baltimore County. Couldn't pick him up. He ended up catching a cab home. She came home like the next day. Like it was just a disaster.
Wow.
But yeah,
Trench coat was gone. You know.
Just a power muff.
Yeah, wearing a 3XL tall white T-shirt because that's all they sold at the store. I don't know. Or she got it out of Bobby's closet. No.
yeah, true. Okay, last flavor left in the Neapolitan ice cream: strawberry.
Vanilla, I think, for me.
Man, that's tough because I like all of them.
Yeah, I like all of them too.
It's probably going to be the vanilla for me. That's left.
I actually eat all of them at the same time.
I
I don't
do
pick
too.
one side at a time.
I have never, in my 38 trips around the sun, ever opened up a gallon or half gallon of Neapolitan ice cream and not seen strawberry as the last flavor. Ever.
So Breyers makes a good one. It's actually got like chunks of strawberries in the strawberry.
I don't fuck with strawberry ice cream in general.
I love strawberry.
As a
Like,
general rule, I want
I
my
love it.
fruits and vegetables out of my fucking desserts.
So like if
I don't want carrot cake. I don't want any of that
carrot
shit.
cake's
I don't want
awesome.
banana.
I can't even tell.
I don't
Oh my
want. I
God.
don't want banana bread. I don't want any of that
fuck.
shit.
See,
It's good.
State of-
Banana bread's not dessert. It's just banana bread.
Look, I don't
Put
put I don't,
walnuts
I don't
in
put,
it?
I don't put whipped cream on my fruit. I don't want my fruit coming up in my whipped cream. You know what I mean?
You don't want whipped cream on your strawberries?
Nope. I just like eating strawberries.
all right, fair enough.
I told you we have weird food stuff. This guy. Do you not want fucking chocolate covered strawberries either?
No,
He's
I'm
not
a
big on chocolate. Remember?
I like chocolate milk.
What about white chocolate? You like white chocolate?
No, not necessarily. I like the little quarter milks, like from school, like the chocolate milks. I used to get 5 of those at lunch.
So when I was on my food walkabout after the diet contest ended, I got some Reese's eggs, and they were the regular chocolate and the white chocolate, and I was like, "Oh, white chocolate's going to be gross." It was better than the regular chocolate.
White
It's
chocolate's
something to
good,
do with
it's
that
just not
combination.
chocolate.
I don't like white chocolate by itself, and I think the
Yeah.
reason is like
too
when I was a
sweet.
kid, like my best friend's mom made. You know, you can get that candy and then you like put it in a mold with a stick and make. Oh, I made suckers. I don't even know if people do it, but I just got so sick of it. It's basically was white chocolate. It's that milk chocolate, you know.
Well, you know the Subway chocolate cookie with the white chocolate
white-
chips.
white macadamia.
That white
That's-
chocolate macadamia. That's a whole different story.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I
love
like
white
the way
macadamia.
it tastes like the oregano bread because everything at Subway tastes the same. Think about that. Everything at Subway tastes the same. It all tastes like the bread because of the so strong the smells in there.
Yeah, and they're fucking.
I don't eat. Who sits down to eat at Subway?
I haven't eaten it. I used to eat at Subway all the time.
I take it
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Since
take
I
it
moved,
out.
I
I never sat at a table.
Yeah, I
don't
never
think.
sat inside a Subway to fucking eat it.
I have.
I got beat up by these 2 guys outside of the Subway, and then they said it was Trump country, which was a little weird. Just kidding.
Oh wait, I get it because of that guy that lied.
Okay, so you have to keep one and cut the other. Sculpt or articulation. Sculpt.
Skull.
Wait. Keep one.
Keep sculpt.
Oh, keep sculpt. Yeah,
Yeah, because I'll get a statue.
exactly.
You know?
I already don't want the articulation. Get the figures out of here.
Better song pairings: Pink Floyd's "Brain Damage," Eclipse, or Queen. "We Will Rock You." We are the champions. Queen.
Queen has to be. That's a fucking great combo.
The last one. 867-5309 or 281-330-8004.
I'm going with Mike Jones all day long on that one.
I'm gonna go with 867-5309.
099.
It was a little.
281-330.
It was a little too. It was a little too southern for mine, but I do like still tipping.
Are you trashing where he's from? Is that what you're saying? Too southern?
Listen, hey, that's that Texas chopped and screwed shit. That's not.
I thought that was where you're from.
Oh, we're on the same area.
So that's it for notes and questions and all that kind of stuff. But we wanted to get into some spoilery conversations, Game of Thrones and Star Wars. So we'll give you a warning for both, but we're getting ready to enter into the Game of Thrones.
I'm just curious how that's going to work since Joe and I haven't seen it.
Joe wanted
have
to ask some
questions.
questions.
Oh, you have some questions. Okay.
So we're going to get into the Game of Thrones real quick. And so if you want out, now's the time. So make with the questions.
So, I know you're happy with it. I'm happy that you're happy because, like, I have no dog in the fight. Never seen one episode. Never read the books. So I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people didn't. So I have questions because usually, I'm not saying you're a hater, but a lot of times you're critical of things, especially with the stories. So if there's something that someone doesn't like, I would assume it would be you first before other people. I would assume other people would like it. So you're saying that people wanted a happy ending, but that's not the complaint I've been getting on my feed. I got a lot of people said it was boring. A lot of people said it was predictable, like predictably boring, and just the last season overall has just been trash because they threw out everything that made Game of Thrones great.
So I don't know. So here's the thing. The predictable is the exact opposite thing that I'm hearing.
Really?
Like it's polar 100% opposite. Like couldn't be further from. Like even last week, Adam sat here and was like, there hasn't been evidence to say, and I was like, yeah, there has. There's been this, and this, and he's right that there's not a plethora of evidence, but there is some signs. There is some indicative signs to where Daenerys' character was going to go, and the fact that she just, it's like, it would be like if Luke turned to the dark side, it's like, well, that shit's in him.
Yeah, because you saw him before.
Yeah,
that with her turning into the Mad Queen, it's not the complaint I've gotten from people. It's that like the descent wasn't proper. It was like a switch turn on. It didn't make sense.
And I think that I think that people have missed some signs. Like there have been signs along the way.
They agree that she would turn that way eventually. That's not surprising. It's just that like it seemed rushed.
Well, see, at that moment for me, she was alone. Like it's the first time that she's like, "Fuck, I have nothing." Like her advisor was dead. Not her advisor, but like her handmaiden, for lack of a better term. Her advisor was she couldn't trust him. The entire army, a lot of her army has been butchered. The rest of the army is worshiping Jon Snow. Jon Snow won't be with her. Like I think
because they're family, right?
Yeah, I think she was at the end of her rope. She was just, and she says it. She's like, I'd much rather do this with love than fear. And then John's like, I can't do love, and she's like, fear it is. Like to me, it was
all the people.
Yeah, I mean, not all the people, but that particular town. And then there's like, it's not like it's like. I
mean, it's one of those things you can't turn back, right? Once you start killing women and children, you can't just once. You're done.
Correct, and there's not like it's without social consequence. Like people. There's a consequence for it. There's social consequence for it. The way people view her, the way people see her. She could never wash that away. Like that was one of. I think there was two predictable routes for it to go: for her to become the Mad Queen, or for her and John, or some variety there as such to live happily ever after. And of those two options, I much prefer the one they chose.
I like that all these people have these very complicated names, and dude's name's just John.
J Money.
Is that who they were talking about in that Rick Ross song?
Yeah. Now, as far as the boring thing, I think of this whole season, I think the first 2 episodes could have probably been condensed into one, but the rest of it kind of needs it. It kind of needs its time. Like every other event that happens kind of needs the time to do it. So I didn't really feel, other than those first 2 episodes.
No, the last episode. The boring complaint was the last episode.
Yeah.
The very last episode.
I didn't find this last episode boring at all.
And what else was the thing? Oh, that's my personal question. Like, the winter is coming thing has been everywhere. I couldn't fucking walk. I don't know what it is. I know something with the snow zombies.
Yeah, basically.
But it seemed like it just fucking went away.
Yeah, that was
like it seems like there's a huge buildup for I don't know how long. It seems like forever.
Was it a Snoke kind of deal almost with those guys?
Or like a Smaug.
No. Smaug.
Yeah, because like
No, it was like I think once again, like even myself, I thought that the main character conflict between the remaining characters was going to get resolved, and then whoever was left from that were going to fight the White Walkers. And it didn't go that way. It went the opposite way. So it does seem.
So did they not pose much threat
I mean, like
because it seems like that I thought that was the end game. I thought like this was the final battle.
that's what I did too, but that's not the way they played it. They played it the other way. That they got that out of the way, and then they resolved the conflict of the characters, which might be. I think that's debatable. Like, I don't think there's a clear right and wrong answer to
Doesn't
that.
it seem anticlimactic to build something for so long just to like let it go?
No, because they're building both simultaneously.
Okay, I don't, because as an outsider, I didn't hear anything about nothing else but winter is coming.
Yeah, because they're building conflict with the characters, and then they're building conflict with the White Walkers, and they're doing it the entire series. And then one had to come first, and they just chose what they chose. And I don't think it was the wrong choice. Being as though how it ended, I don't think it was necessarily the wrong choice. I think it did. I think the biggest problem is in those first 2 episodes, and then the third episode is the White Walker battle. And they could have probably, if they would have interjected the White Walker battle into the first 2 episodes and made it 3 episodes that were about that White Walker battle, I think that probably would have been more rewarding. And to be fair, that battle is so long that like you're kind of by the end of it, you're just like, all right, okay, I get it, death, destruction. The episode after that, they show that this is a significant event because there's like piles and piles of bodies, and you know, like so.
So it is serious. I just didn't hear much of the outcome.
Yeah, I like I said, I think a lot of complaints with this season comes down to people's expectations.
I know what complaint I saw was like the leader guy, who was just the only one I noticed. He said he was a pushover. He didn't do much.
No, he didn't do much. I mean, he rode a dragon and did some shit with the dragon.
That's cool.
But like he got taken out
like a punk.
Maybe.
I think that seems to be the complaint.
Maybe. But like sometimes, like I don't know, that's something that I like about this show is that sometimes that's how shit is.
I mean, it's like that. Yeah, it's
you know?
more quote unquote realistic that way.
You know, sometimes the guy that kills 6 million Jews just shoots himself. You know, and there is no glory to his death or no like heroic moment where someone gets to cut his fucking head off, or you know, sometimes he just goes into a corner and shoots himself. You know, so I think for the world, I think a lot of it made sense.
Okay. And the last question is, you said you think people wanted a happy ending, that's why they're upset, but that's also not the impression I'm getting, because like I've seen like people on my feed, like friends, like internet friends, like have detailed breakdown of why they're not happy and stuff. And the happy ending thing is not part of that.
No,
because they're used to Game of Thrones not being a happy fucking thing. Obviously, everyone wants like, well, this would be great if it was a happy ending, but that's not what the complaint was.
Yeah, that's all.
But you think that's what it is?
Well, I think that I'm not for them. I can't speak for them, obviously, but like,
and it's not. Is it really depressing? Everybody dies at the end or something? Or like
no,
nobody gets the
throne? Nobody gets. None of the darlings win.
They know all the darlings die off anyway.
No.
Like everybody dies, right?
Yeah, but some of the darlings survive. Like there was probably 3 darlings: Arya, who's the young girl, Jon Snow, and Daenerys, and none of them win. You know, and yet they all kind of win in their own way, but just not the way people want them to win. You know, and I think that people are disappointed with that. And like I hear you, but like sometimes it's better to end with the snap.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, like that's kind of how I felt. And I think they resolved it. They gave every character some poetic justice. You know, like and that's good enough.
And you were satisfied in the sense that like everyone's arc completed.
Yeah,
like there was nothing left to be said.
Nope. I was really worried because like what was left in this final episode, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna go the predictable route. They're gonna go the fan service route, and they didn't. And I was pleased.
Would you think it would have benefited if they didn't had a 6-episode constraint? Like if they could have done a little longer too.
No, I think honestly, man, I think they probably could have gone 5 episodes,
or maybe use the time better. Maybe not have as much battle as you say. It was a long battle. Like use it more for character stuff. You think would have been better,
or maybe to just interject the battle into those first 2 episodes. Those first 2 episodes do take a while to get through. You know, especially with this point in the game, as it were, where like you kind of want to get to the shits. You know, like you had to take 2 hours out of your life to slow everything down. You know, and it's like. I think they might have had this like fan service idea, honestly, to be like, we had to give them the big White Walker battle they want. So we're going to give it to them for a whole hour and some change. And we're going to give them all of the battle they could possibly want. But it didn't satisfy people, you know? So
like John Wick.
So maybe if they would have taken that and split it over 3 episodes and had those character beats that they give you in the first 2 episodes kind of sprinkled throughout, maybe that would have been more satisfying. They probably could have done it in 2 episodes. Those 3 episodes probably could have been condensed into 2.
So now, did a good person or bad person win at the end? Do they rule the world now? Is that how that works? Is that
I think a good person.
so? Like, I mean, ultimately, the world had a stake in it. If a shitty person won, then like the world was going to be in tyranny.
Yeah.
Is the throne magical or some shit?
No.
So it's just a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
We need to watch Afro Samurai.
Yeah, I have it. Still.
I know.
Yeah,
It's one of.
I start Fear Agent tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But I miss on movie reviews.
Yeah, me too.
That's the next one on the docket.
Yeah, we can get back to that shit soon.
Yeah.
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 Now, for
That
this,
was my
for this Star Wars conversation. So, this is super Star Wars spoilery. We have talked about it on the show before. So, if you're not interested or scared, et cetera, feel free to see your way out.
And this is your own personal theory you just came up with? Or
This is my own theory based on a spoiler. Okay, so 99, 98. So the spoiler is that Palpatine is like this kind of parasitic spirit thing tied to Earth. In a way. Well, tied to...
the planet.
Yeah, tied to the physical world.
Oh, okay.
Right, which I kind of dig because I kind of feel like Jedi...
It's like a Force Ghost.
They can go into like the spiritual realm, but this Sith Lord, which is really the only Sith Lord we've ever seen, if you think about it.
That we've
Like,
seen, but
like-
we know they exist.
Yes, but like this is the only Sith master that we like know.
Okay. So like there are Siths, but they're not Sith Lords.
Right.
Until
so
they
like Darth Maul was a Sith Lord, but not a Sith Master. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
There's a
basically.
difference between Jedi and Jedi Master.
Because like
Correct.
all those Jedi's that died didn't become Force Ghosts.
Right.
Assumingly.
Right.
But Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Yoda, they were
Yes.
masters.
I
Yes.
hope somebody brought some beer if they are all floating.
I mean, that's why Anakin couldn't be a master. He wasn't going to be a Force Ghost. Windu knew that.
Yeah, but he became a Force Ghost. But
Much later on. He was
yeah.
a master of the Force.
I don't know
at
if
the
it's
point.
necessarily the master thing that makes you a Force Ghost. I think it's like it's like unlocking a new door. You know, like I get the impression it's just Qui-Gon, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Anakin.
Ever?
Well, because
Yeah.
that would be weird.
I get that impression.
Does Yoda say that to Obi-Wan that your old master has found the
Yeah,
way?
he's found the way to such and such.
Which we've never seen, which was...
Anyway,
So he's tied. His essence is still alive in
Right.
a sense.
and he's basically possessed this rogue Knight of Ren that we think is played by Matt Smith. And Kylo and Rey team up to fight him.
Palpatine. Palpatine possessed
Correct.
Knight.
They kill the Knight. And because Kylo is a dark side user, Palpatine is able to go to him.
To take him over.
Right.
So are the Knights of Ren dark side users?
We don't know.
Or they're just like everything user? Because
We don't know.
There's the like people who don't like we just use the Force.
I mean, are we assuming the Knights are the other kids that were at the school with him that left
Yes,
after?
that's what we're assuming,
Okay.
but we don't really know.
Yeah.
Kylo kills himself because he still has a little bit of control, thus killing Palpatine because Palpatine has nowhere to go.
Oh, he dissipates.
Yeah,
he
it's
doesn't have
over.
somewhere to jump to.
It's over. Which
Well, I mean that's a plot hole though. Like that means like when he
that means that when he
crashed-
went down into the thing
was
that he was able to get in,
somebody.
so they have to kind of explain that,
Yeah.
right? But it's not necessarily a plot hole. It may just be a spoiler. We don't know.
Okay. Or too convenient.
Right. So I'm good with all that. I'm good with that. But I was driving to work the other day, and this fucking line popped into my head, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Also, for Palpatine wanting a younger apprentice and all that stuff, it makes sense. You know, soon I will have a new apprentice, one far younger and more powerful. And
Was he part of the... Never mind.
That's a
I'm
Naruto.
I'm not going to make that joke.
It happened
That
in
was gonna be
Naruto.
bad.
and he could be a great asset. You know, all that, like,
I know nobody can see this, but the way Bobby holds his mouth when
Yes,
he does the
it's
Palpatine
always-
is
it's
cash
always.
money records.
There's a lot
Talking
of
about
faces that Bobby makes
Juvenile,
that people are
Manny
missing.
Fresh. It's freaking great, and
the-
you'll never see it.
and and the way that he and then the fact that he, like, Dooku seems to be like the one that he doesn't give a fuck about
He's old.
because he's old. You know, so like
You're old and trash, Dooku.
and then the fact that, like, he kind of loses interest in Anakin once Anakin becomes this monstrosity. You know, like, all of that.
He became a tool.
Yeah.
Than like
Yes.
the apprentice.
All of that works for me regarding Palpatine always having the idea, I'm just going to keep jumping. I want
And
to keep jumping.
Maybe Palpatine isn't his original body.
Maybe.
maybe he is. Maybe he
What-
is Darth
Plagueus.
Plagueis.
Because his
Maybe
apprentice
he's
killed him
Darth-
in his sleep, and
maybe-
then he jumped into him.
And maybe he's Darth Bane. Maybe he's, you know, like, it could go all the way back to
Man,
that.
I'm getting chills thinking about that. Maybe that's like the lineage
of
of
There's
the
only
rule too.
one Darth. There's only one Sith Lord, and it's just him.
Yeah.
And in every civilization, you have this story.
And it's always been him.
It's fucking wild, dude.
So that's all theory too, right? But here's the thing that fucked me up. I'm driving to work, and the line pops into my head, I will finish what you started. That Kylo says to Vader. And we all take it as he's talking to Vader. What if he's talking to Anakin?
Yeah.
That
And
he's gonna finish.
what if
Palpatine.
he took this whole route of travel just to kill Palpatine? What if that's why he's talking to... Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
dude.
me too,
He's
dude.
like, what if that's why he's talking to Solo and he's like, I know what I have to do. You know, because he has to take this step
to prove himself,
to prove
get
himself
close
in
enough?
order to get close enough
Dude,
to
that
do it.
redemption arc. It wouldn't even be a redemption arc. It's like ends justifies the means kind of thing.
Dude, and then and I guess it's had to be
Yeah.
but then like then the other things like because then it kind of is Kylo's story. Like
Yes.
this, you know, and then like when he's talking to Rey and he's like, this isn't your story. You don't matter. This isn't about you.
Yeah.
Like, it's even tied to the hat.
Yeah, because you
Now-
think he's just being a prick, but actually he's very focused on...
Yeah. And
That would be amazing.
you know, it's time to end all of it. The Jedi, the Sith, all of it. Because he doesn't expect that she is going to become some sort of Jedi. So, like, in his mind, it's like, look, when I do this, it ends everything. There's nobody left. You know, like this whole fucking nightmare that we've been living with fucking Force and Jedi and Sith and dark side, light side, it ends with me. I'm putting it into it.
I would fucking love it. But now I'm gonna be disappointed.
If it's
what
not,
it- because that's a fucking great rate to tie everything up, and it still makes sense, and he's still a good guy at the end.
and it ties all the trilogies together. Like, it ties the entire saga together.
So, how do you... Okay, I'm on board here, but how does that play into what Luke had to do at the end of episode 8?
So it comes down to, in my opinion, it comes down to the chosen one, right? So people have debated back and forth as to who is the chosen one, Anakin or Luke. And to me, it's always been Anakin. Now, here's where I go a step forward in my conspiracy theory. This is where I get way out of pocket, and I'm okay with admitting that. To me, the balance of the Force is the eradication of the Sith. It's not about equal Jedi, equal Sith. There's light and dark in every Jedi. There's light and dark in every dark side user. The Sith are just pitch black.
Specifically, just
So they're like a cancer. You know, you can have arthritis, but you're balanced because you're healthy, but you have arthritis.
Yeah.
But cancer is imbalanced. You are going. It's going to. If left to its own devices, it's going to take you out.
yeah.
That to me is what the Sith is. So that's what needed to be balanced. The chosen one, balances the Force by destroying the Sith. So there's always been this debate of, well, is it Luke or is it Anakin? Because Luke turns Anakin, but Anakin does the deed. And to me, it's always been Anakin. But with this, it kind of makes it Kylo. This is where my tinfoil hat gets very pointy. Okay.
Like Robert's top hat.
What if, because he's the chosen one, because there's been talk that there's resurrection is addressed in this movie. There's rumor of it. What if, because he is the chosen one, he resurrects, and that's the rise of the Skywalker?
Kylo. Yep. Yeah, because it's the Skywalker you don't think about. You know, because he is a Skywalker.
It's the one you don't expect.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. I'm okay with him dying also, but I don't hate it. And you still get the Skywalker solo line carrying on.
But do we need that?
Maybe,
want and need is two different things.
Yes, for sure. But we don't need it now. But in 20 years, if they decide, you know what we said about ending the Skywalker line? We were, gotcha, we're a bunch of rascals. We're going to start again. This is episode, 10, 11, and 12 coming, in 20 years or whatever.
But
10 years.
But that would be a good,
I agree.
Book, you know what I mean?
Agree. I agree.
This is their family's lineage and saga, and it's over.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that shit, that to me is the angle. Whether or not they take it is.
It's good stuff, Bobby.
You should have told them about this a long time ago.
I'm going to PM.
Why are you holding out?
I'm going to PM JJ on Twitter.
Have you posted this on Reddit?
No, he's just going to block me. JJ's just going to block me immediately. But I think that'd be fucking cool.
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking theory.
Yeah. And with that, let's give a shout out to the rest of the cool table. Shadowcast Uncut, Enter the Realm, Beer and Bolters 40K, Plastic Fanatics, Stasis Lock, Toy Detox, Building Up to It, Fresh Communication, Verbally Challenged, and Breaking the Mold. And the rest of the Nerd Rage team. Of course, Adam, who couldn't join us today, unfortunately. And Black Phillip, Maryland Phillip on Twitter. Check out our Twitter, by the way. Raul on Instagram. You can check us out there, too. And Dante, of course, who I had the pleasure of seeing a bit this week. He's going to be late to Skullfest, which is a bummer, but he'll be there. And I think, and Mr. Manny, of course. Mr. Manny's supposed to be working on a new intro for me.
Nice.
And that's it.
And with that, great tits.
Tasty taints.
Tight dick player.